welcome you to Houston, Texas for the 2024 Stagg Bowl. 243 Division III football teams begin their season with the dream of winning a national championship. And for two teams, that dream is alive. A chance to end the season with a trophy. The Mount Union Purple Raiders and the North Central Cardinals. Two undefeated, perennial powers. And you know what? They took different paths to this championship game. North Central 66-0 in the semifinals, where Mount Union a hard-fought battle against Johns Hopkins. Hi everyone, alongside Rocky Boyman, I'm Jay Alter. We'll be joined by Ashley Shamity down on the sideline in just a moment. Rocky, 14-0 against 14-0 to decide who becomes the national champion.
Jay, two of the most storied programs in Division III football. You have Mountain Union, who's made 23 title game appearances, including capturing 13 of those titles, the most recent in 2017, and then North Central, their fifth straight title game appearance. They've won 2 of the last 4. They're 72-3 since 2019. This truly is Goliath versus Goliath. I cannot wait to kick this ball off.
And this North Central team, they'll put up points. 66-0 in the semifinal. That'll prove a point.
Yeah, they are the #2 scoring offense in Division III. How about this? 53 points per game, and the man pulling the trigger, Luke Lehnen. There's a lot of stats out there to describe quarterbacks. Here's one everyone can understand. 208 career touchdowns Lehnen has accounted for. He is the absolute best player in Division III football.
Those 208 touchdowns, the most of any college football player at any level. 4-year starter, an incredible record. 56 wins, only 2 losses, Ashley.
That's right, Jay, and one of those 2 losses was last year's Stagg Bowl, and that is a huge reason why Luke is back again for unfinished business. North Central has had that score of last year's Stagg Bowl, 38-37, in their weight room since the end of the game last year, and they have brought it even to Houston with them. Luke's telling me this week that he knows what this program can become and how rare it is what they've been able to do over the last 4 years. Just 2 losses, both in national championship games. He says he wants to show the younger guys the standard of what this program is, saying it's teams like Mount Union's overall success that they're chasing, and it continues with a win here tonight, guys.
You know how much North Central likes Luke Lehnen in this offense? They just won the toss. They're going to take the ball. You never see that. On the other side for Mount Union, if they're going to win today, it's got to be through the run game.
Yeah, they really pounded out the run game. That guy right there, Tyler Etcherberry, 29 rushing touchdowns. That leads Division III football, but they're a team that's going to pound it out. As you mentioned earlier, Jay, a little more battle-hardened team, a little bit tougher way to get to this game here. But again, a team that really puts the yards out on the ground. Mountain Union getting ready to kick off here. The North Central, of course, as you mentioned, they're going to take the ball, get that powerful offense on the field first. Von Merritt kicking off.
And North Central receiving in red. This will be good starting field position for Luke Lehnen and this North Central offense. We mentioned Lehnen making his 59th and final start for this Cardinals program. He's the 2-time Division III Heisman winner, the Gagliardi Trophy. He was awarded that earlier this week. We mentioned the touchdowns. We mentioned all the winning. You talk to this coaching staff. It's all about winning tonight.
All about winning tonight for him. I mean, want to close out a storied career with a win in the big game.
Joe Sacco in the backfield gets the first carry, and he has stood up, ran right into a white wall. This Mount Union defense prides themselves on stopping that run. How many teams at any level, Rocky, football comes down to, can you stop the run and can you run the ball when you have it on offense?
Especially in the postseason, right? When things get a little harder out there. Weather may become a factor. Got to be able to control the line of scrimmage and run that football or stop the run on defense.
Lehnen, play action. Taking a deep shot on second down. It's caught. Miles Walton got free in the secondary. A monster gain of 31. And that'll ignite the opening drive for North Central.
And this is where Luke Lehnen is so dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. Extends the play, allows extra sections for those wide receivers to get open, hits that corner route. Perfect ball placement. Luke Lehnen, 69% accuracy, incredible at the quarterback spot.
Already to the Mount Union 39. Lehnen, quarterback keeper. So dangerous with his legs as well. You talk about those 39 passing touchdowns this season. How about the 14 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, you talk so much about his passing acumen. You forget he's probably the best athlete out on the field. Coach told us yesterday.
Second and 6, Lehnen rolling right. Throws on the run, bounces it short, and that'll bring up 3rd and 6. Jacob Parody, the intended target.
One thing you got to mention about North Central too, one of the best offensive lines in Division III. 3 all-conference linemen up front here. Got to protect and allow some time here on this big 3rd down for Luke Lehnen.
Jordan Chisholm into the backfield for the Cardinals for this 3rd and 6.
That's the guy they got to worry about. Caleb Brown, the defensive end, 12.5 sacks on the season.
Fumble, it's loose. And Caleb Brown has it for Mount Union. A huge takeaway for the Purple Raiders on 3rd down. Luke Lehnen and Sean Allen couldn't connect to the backfield, and Brown was right there to scoop it up.
These championship games are so much about emotion. And can you capture it early? How about Mount Union? North Central driving on them right out of the gate, and they get the big takeaway. Get the ball back to their offense. And that man right there we just talked about, Caleb Brown, the big play.
12.5 sacks on the season, but that fumble recovery, the biggest play of the year for Brown, and it gives the ball to TJ DeShields in this Purple Raiders offense. DeShields set to throw on 1st down, steps up, tried to check it down to the tight end Matt Anderson, couldn't hang on.
And TJ DeShields didn't start off the season as a starter, but on November 9th came in the game versus Marietta, led a game-winning touchdown drive. And he's been the guy ever since. He's hit a touchdown in every game since. And a great job leading this Purple Raider offense.
Grew up just a 10-minute drive from Alliance, Ohio and Mount Union's campus. DeShields keeps it with the run. Falling forward to the 43-yard line will set up a 3rd and manageable. Let's check in down with Ashley.
Jay, you just mentioned it for TJ DeShields. His journey throughout his collegiate career has had its ups and downs, but this is a full circle moment. His hometown is 20 minutes down the road from Mount Union. He'd actually play some of high school games right in this stadium, and now he's hoping to bring a national championship back to his hometown in his very last collegiate game.
A critical 3rd and 5 for TJ DeShields in this Mount Union offense after they got the fumble recovery. DeShields rolling right, throws on the run, it's caught. 1st down, Mount Union into North Central territory. Tyrell Sanders, great grab, gain of 9.
And TJ DeShields is more of a pocket guy, but that time doing a good job just extending, getting outside the pocket and finding his best wide receiver, Tyrell Sanders. 61 receptions on the season. If you got that down, yeah.
Keeps the opening drive alive for Mount Union. 1st and 10, DeShields finds Tyler Echeverry, dangerous running back. They use him in the receiving game as well. Spun down just at the line to gain.
And so much about offense, Jay, is taking what the defense gives you. TJ DeShields, a veteran guy, a graduate quarterback. He knows that. Trying to look downfield to push the ball further. It's not there. Boom. Check the ball down. One of your best players, Tyler Etcheverry. Etcheverry's been absolutely on fire. 8 of the last 9 games, he's rushed for 100+ yards.
He gets the pitch here on 2nd and short. Etcheverry couldn't turn the corner. That's Ramarion Roby, back-to-back tackles for the junior corner. Did a nice job setting that edge. Loss of 2.
And this North Central defense, Jay, they fly around. They forced 8 turnovers the last 3 games. 19 interceptions on the season. So they're a bunch got to account for on all levels. There you see Etcheverry, 29 rushing touchdowns on the season.
3 of them came in the semifinal against Johns Hopkins. He gets the carry on 3rd and 3. Powerful, hard running. First down, Mount Union. Back-to-back 3rd down pickups where they've managed to keep his opening drive alive.
Just good, steady, methodical drives right now for Mount Union. You see the run game that they really lean. I mean, they're a balanced offense, but their run game is what really punishes teams.
More than 7 yards per carry. Big reason why Tyler Etcheverry, he showed up in a big way. Season high 183 yards in that semifinal. DeShields steps up, throws. It's caught. I think he was across the line when he threw it, and the officials saw it right away, threw the flag. Nick Turner caught that ball, but
now his entire body has to be past the line in order for it to be a penalty.
Illegal forward pass. Number 12 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Stephen Gorski with the call there.
And it looked like he had a clear lane just to go ahead and rush this ball. Last minute he saw a receiver. Yeah, he's well past that line, at least a yard.
So after the illegal forward pass, 2nd and 14. DeShields steps up, throws, passes caught. Mount Union goes right back to Tyrell Sanders, his 2nd catch on this drive, and it's another Purple Raiders first down.
Jay, you and I were at practice yesterday. I was impressed with TJ DeShields, how he was just throwing that ball all around the field. Great accuracy. A great job on that play by Saunders, just finding a hole and sitting in it, allowing the quarterback to get him the ball.
Here's Tyler Etcheverry. Etcheverry, a 24-yard rushing touchdown to open the scoring in the Stagg Bowl.
Mount Union coming out and making a statement here early. They get the big turnover, then just a nice methodical drive down the field. And Etcheverry, the best running back in D3, punches it in.
So Mount Union gets the fumble recovery, and then they cash in on an 8-play, 62-yard drive to take the lead in the Division III championship. 2 14-0 programs. We're expecting a good battle, and it's Mount Union who strikes first.
Welcome back. Tyler Etcheverry put Mount Union up early in this game. 7-0 in a place North Central has not often found itself trailing here this season.
It is electric on the sidelines after that touchdown. Tyler Etcheverry keeps yelling into the camera, "I do this for a reason." I asked him this week what a win would mean. He said it's just a testament to our hard work because people counted us out a ton. At the beginning of the year, we lost so many seniors and key players, and it was just a new group of leaders that had to take this team, and they had to do it on their own. And he's really proud of that and hopes that it ends in a win here tonight.
It all started with the Caleb Brown fumble recovery on 3rd down, and Mount Union through Tyler Etcheverry and TJ DeShields with a statement drive, 7-0 lead for a Purple Raiders program that's looking for their first national title since 2017. Now they've won 13 of them, more than any other Division III program, but for their standards, it's been a while.
It's been a little while, that's right. And I think a major storyline in this game is it does come down to Mount Union has been tested multiple times this season. North Central not tested quite as much, so here they are. They find themselves behind early in this game, 7-0. Can they control their emotions, relax, and get back in this game?
The Brad Spencer, this North Central program, they know what it takes. They won the title in 2019 and 2022. They lost it a year ago, so looking to get back to the mountaintop. Sean Allen on the return here for the Cardinals. He spun down just past the 25.
And now for Luke Lehnen, he's been in this spot before. He's a veteran. This is his 4th year playing football. He's got to make sure he calms not only himself, but his entire team down. It's a big part of this game, managing his emotions, his final game as a collegiate athlete in his storied career. Can he calm this team down and lead them on a drive here?
And can you get the run game going? They only attempted it 3 times on that opening drive, just gained a single yard. Lehnen throwing on 1st down, finds Thomas Skokna, breaks a tackle, has the 1st down, bounced out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. That'll ignite the drive.
And I love the play call right there. Just a nice, easy, positive play. Little completion right over to the center. Let your wide receiver Skonka break a tackle and start this drive on a positive note. That's what it's all about. Yak, yards after catch, breaking tackles.
Sean Allen, no room to run. 4 carries for Mount Union, and Mount Union's only allowed 2 yards. Rossi Moore, who leads the Purple Raiders in tackles, with a great stop there.
Yeah, their top tackler. He also has 36 career sacks, 2nd most in school history. He is a guy that North Central absolutely has to know where he is on all plays, because he will wreck your plan.
The senior, the pride of Lima, Ohio. What a career he has had, and one of those Purple Raiders that lost to North Central in the 2022 National Championship, so revenge on the mind. Lehnen trying to take off, but he is stopped again. Von Factor not fooled with the quarterback keeper, and they've done a very nice job early in this 1st quarter keeping Luke Lehnen in check.
And one thing I'm noticing, Jay, is Mount Union on their defensive front, they're switching back and forth between 3-down looks, 4-down looks. They'll have 3D linemen and bring a linebacker, just changing that picture up for both the offensive line and the quarterback.
Another 3rd down test for Luke Lehnen in this North Central offense. On the last 3rd down, they fumbled the football, and it led to a Mount Union touchdown. Lehnen throwing, passes caught, Cardinals 1st down. Well thrown ball by Luke Lehnen. Jacob Parody, the catch. Lehnen put it right on him.
One of the 36 veterans, 38 seniors on this team. Jacob Parody did a good job just sitting down right in between 3 white jerseys. Get a nice target for his quarterback.
Lehnen keeps it, running left. And once again, Mount Union doing a nice job with their rush defense. Weston Arthur made the tackle there.
That snap was a little bit to Lehnen's left. That's the second time we've seen a little bit of an errant snap. That's something to follow. Something in a, you come all this way and you kind of take for granted the snap, right? And that's something that is critical. The whole play starts with that. Jared Durian, the center, got to be a little better.
Play action. Lehnen rolls right, throws right on the money. Right back to Jacob Parody, who's been active in this first quarter. And it's another North Central first down.
And I talked earlier, Jay, about how that's where Lehnen is best. When he's rolling, he's getting outside the pocket. That's going to be a big-time task for Mountain Union tonight, is trying to find ways to keep him in.
Knocking on the doorstep of the red zone. After an opening drive fumble, Lehnen play action, surveys, throws, it's caught, touchdown North Central, Miles Walton. An immediate answer for this Cardinals team in the national championship.
And what a great job by Lehnen with his eyes. He controls the safety. He looks to his right there, and then comes back. Miles Walton with the post route right under the safety. That is picture perfect. Got to be able to control those safeties with your eyes, and the veteran Lehnen showed how it's done.
What a response. Luke Lehnen, 4 for 4, 64 yards, and a passing touchdown. And they go 72 yards in just 3 minutes and 48 seconds to answer right back.
Well, we challenged Luke Lehnen to come back and calm this team down and get this offense rolling, and he has answered. Tie ball game here at the Stagg Bowl.
Well, just like any sport at any level, Division III football has their share of dynasties. Augustana won 4 straight in the 80s, and then when you talk dynasties at this level, everything goes through Mount Union and the Purple Raiders. Larry Karras established it. Their first title in 1993, they've won 13, and then Lance Leipold won 5 of those 6 for Wisconsin Whitewater. And now North Central might be the next team knocking on the door. And look, it's hard to win a championship, any sport, any level. 243 teams in your division, only one gets to take home the trophy at the end of the season.
It's amazing. And it's what you got to love about this too is we got to remind everyone these kids are not on scholarship. There's not a NIL factor for large part going on in this. These kids are out there because they love the game of football.
North Central won it in 2019, in 2022. This is their 5th straight title appearance. And we've had a couple of times tonight where the ball's gone off the tee. That is how windy it is down there. We showed you right before pregame wind gusts of more than 30 miles per hour.
Yeah, and as you're looking, it's blowing left to right on the TV screen.
So North Central's kicking into it. Andre Cassis struggling with that wind. Ball bounces out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It'll be flagged.
There's definitely a factor there. Ball just hit a wall about the 15-yard line.
Legal kickoff out of bounds. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
And if you didn't believe us, you can hear the wind on the mic right there.
That gives you an idea. And it gusts, too. We were down the field before the game. It's nothing, and then whoosh, here it comes.
And more championship football tomorrow. Monday night, North Dakota State taking on Montana State, the FCS championship. Pre-game coverage at 6:30. 7 Eastern kickoff on ESPN.
I look for Mountain Union here to try a big play. They're a team that's lived on the big play this whole year. They might try to fire one down the field here.
We've seen how capable TJ DeShield's arm has been in this first quarter.
Especially, Jay, with the wind at his back here.
He was originally recruited to the Division I level, started his college career in the MAC playing for Akron. Transferred back home, Ashley told us, grew up a half hour away from Mount Union.
Full start. Number 55 of the offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
His high school, West Branch, just a 10-minute drive from Alliance, Ohio. And it was his center, Mason Fortner, who moved before the snap. Backs the Purple Raiders up to a 1st and 15 to start the drive. And again, play is whistled dead.
Game clock operator, please put 4 minutes, 35 seconds back on the game clock.
And they were certainly trying a shot there, Jay. They had Tyrell Sanders streaking down the right sideline.
34.
There's head coach Jeff Dart. He's a big part of this Mount Union program, played for them, longtime assistant coach, and now takes over as the head coach. His father-in-law is also the legend, Larry Karras, who's accounted for 11 of the 13 Mount Union national championships. The other 2, his brother-in-law, Vince Karras, so
family affair.
Absolutely. Trying to take a program he loves so much back to the mountaintop, and we've got a 3rd straight whistle before the snap.
Game clock operator, please put 4 minutes, 35 seconds on the game clock.
Well, they keep going back between 35 seconds and 34 seconds, and all the while, Jeff Dart is super frustrated because he wants his offense in rhythm.
Yeah, I firmly believe they were going to come out and take a shot on 1st down, but now after 3 false starts, I don't know if that's a part of the plan here.
They've got trips right. They've loaded the near side. At a 4th whistle, this is a false start against Mount Union.
False start. Number 55 of the offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
That's twice on the center. And I'm not sure if there's something defensively North Central's doing where he's fiddling around with the ball. He's got to get settled in. They line up in a different formation now. Now we've got a trips formation to the top of the field.
Mount Union backed up after 2 false start penalties. 1st and 20. DeShields heaving a deep ball. And it's incomplete. Nick Turner couldn't hang on. Jamar Daniel was in coverage, the junior corner.
And there's that big play shot I was talking about. But I feel like with all that stoppages, I think you got to run an off-tackle zone play or something to just get your team back in rhythm. Well covered on the back end. Almost came up with a one-handed catch. A great job by Jamar Daniel, their best cover guy.
Working against Nick Turner, who's the speedster. Jeff Dart told us yesterday he's the guy who can take the top off a defense. They tried to do it there. Running on 2nd and 20, Tyler Echeverry. This is what he can do. A gain of 18, and it's 3rd and short after 2nd and 20.
Great job here by that right side of that offensive line. The right guard, Jarrett Burris, 72, getting up to that 2nd level. You see there knocking out the linebacker, and then the wide receiver, Tyrell Sanders, on the outside. These wide receivers do such a great job in the run game, helping those running backs out.
Echeverry, 4 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. He has set the tone in this opening quarter. They go right back to him on 3rd and 2, churning those legs, trying to push the pile. Needed to, got to. 1st down, Mount Union.
Tyler Echeverry is a guy, as you watch him, rarely does he take negative runs. He always finds a way to spin and cut and juke and roll his way forward. And after a drive that started maybe in the weirdest way I've seen all season, it ends up in a 1st down for Mount Union.
All because of Tyler Echeverry. And in a championship game, you could very well ride the hot hand, and there's nobody hotter than Tyler Echeverry coming off that season-high semifinal performance. DeShields throws it away. Cortez Jones brought the pressure there for North Central.
Does a great job, Cortez Jones. This guy started as a freshman in last year's Stagg Bowl. Getting some pressure on the quarterback.
DeShields throwing on second down, fires it to a wide open Nick Turner. Steps out of bounds short of the first down though. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
Last 3rd and short, ball went to Echeverry. This time a 3rd and 3.
Mount Union a perfect 3 for 3 on 3rd down.
This is a team, Jay, coming into this game, they convert 46% of their 3rd downs. And there might not be a better stat out there for offensive efficiency than that.
And North Central limits their opponents to just 24% on 3rd down.
Not Union. This is their first time
Jeff
out
Dart
of the
uses his
half.
first time out. We'll take it with him. 7-7 in the Division III championship here in Houston. Tomorrow, 4 hours from here, the NCAA FCS Championship. Tomorrow night, North Dakota State taking on Montana State. 7 Eastern kick on ESPN. Pre-game coverage at 6:30. For more information, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. We saw both of those teams during the course of the regular season. That should be a fantastic national championship game.
Fantastic. Montana State with an electrifying player of their own, Tommy Malott, the quarterback. It'll be a fun one.
And we've got a terrific national championship here at the Division III level. 2 unbeaten perennial powers. Mount Union with the ball, 3rd and 3. Tyler Echeverry stood up, did not get there, ran into a red wall. J.P. Sullivan, Cortez Jones. And there is an injured Purple Raider. Giovanni Kennedy, the left guard, getting attended to. The junior from Avon, Ohio. Played for a perennial powerhouse in the state of Ohio, St. Ed's.
St. Ed's won 3 straight state championships from 21 to 23. That's a big school.
And Kennedy has anchored that left side for Mount Union. Good to see him bounce back up.
And does losing him here, does that change your thought process on this 4th down? You know, if you may want to go for it on a 4th and a long 1 without your starting offensive guard in. Yeah, great job. That's Matt Janiak, a freshman, an all-state wrestler. Watch him just come down. He'll sort it out and go for it. Speaking of going for it, Mountain Union is going for it here, 4th down.
4th and 1, offense on the field for Jeff Dart.
I like this decision. If you're Mountain Union, you want to keep that red-hot offense and Luke Lehnen off the field. If you want to sustain drives, I think it's worth the risk.
Greg Rockwell in at left guard. They run it to the right side with Echeverry. 1st down and more. Explodes to the 40. And once again, Tyler Echeverry delivers for Mount Union.
I like the decision, and I also like the decision to hand the ball to Tyler Echeverry. You see the offensive guard and the tackle both working around, and 59 Rockwell, the guy who came in for Kennedy with an excellent block, springing that play.
It was a low snap too for DeShields to handle, and It all worked out for Mount Union. A fourth down conversion sets up the 8th Purple Raiders play of this drive. They stick on the ground with Echeverry. Why not? He's been terrific tonight. Wrestled out of bounds, Jamar Daniel.
And this is what's killed North Central all night is you want to take this offense that wants to grind out yards. You want to get them behind schedule. How do you do that? You got to stop them on first down. You're giving them easy third downs to convert because you're not getting it done on first down. And 2nd and 5, that's exactly what Mount Union wants.
Well, easier said than done to stop Tyler Echeverry this season. He came into the game with more than 1,600 rushing yards. He's already piled up 61 rushing yards tonight. DeShields, clean pocket, but nobody open. Steps up, throws, pass is caught. That's Sanders, and he springs inside the 20-yard line. So Mount Union, a first down inside the red zone.
Just an excellent job by TJ DeShields of feeling that pressure. Quarterback, you're not going to see that edge pressure, but you got to feel it as it starts to close in on right there. Steps forward, doesn't panic, still keeps his eyes downfield and finds Tyrell Sanders.
First quarter in the books, and this is exactly what we expected. 14-0, unbeaten, perennial powers going head-to-head, and Houston tied at 7 after 1.
Coach Jeff Darden, Coach, you mentioned how getting off to a fast start was going to be important. How do you continue to build off, especially the run game?
Yeah, huge defensive stop down there. They fumbled the ball. We went down and got a touchdown. Just need to keep winning on 1st and 2nd downs, being in favorable 3rd down situations, and no more self-inflicting wounds with the bad penalties. So,
all right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that's why that run game is so important. Not only is it their bread and butter, but you're keeping Luke Lehnen, the 2-time Gagliardi Trophy winner, on the sideline where he can't hurt you. A guy that has 208 career touchdowns. You see the time of possession.
Yeah, you can't score one when the defense is on the field, and they've been on it a lot in this first half. DeShields hit as he threw it, and that pass falls incomplete. Tried to pick out the tight end, Drew Sims, who was J.P. Sullivan, who brought the pressure.
Yeah, nice pressure up the middle by Sullivan. He's the Region 5 Defensive Player of the Year. Just squeezing right between that center guard gap, that A gap. Forcing your throw.
All Luke Lehnen can do is watch his defense. They've been on the field for a long time. This is the 11th play of this Mount Union drive. Trying to cash in a pitch. Echeverry takes it out at the 15-yard line. Braden Garrigan charging, forced Echeverry out of bounds. But this is still a 3rd and manageable where Mount Union has lived this entire championship game. They've been terrific on 3rd down, 4 of 5, and the one time they didn't convert, they picked it up on 4th down.
Right. Yeah, it's just not a. There's a North Central defense. We talked earlier about the turnovers they've had. Forced 8 turnovers in the last 3 games. When you get behind the sticks, that's when those turnovers happen. Looks like they're showing some pressure here.
They bring pressure. Echeverry runs right into it. A gain of 3. BJ Adamczyk, the tackle for North Central. And now what do you do here? Do you kick into the wind, or do you go for it on 4th and short?
I think their whole plan was they were going to go for it. They wanted to pick up a couple yards there on 3rd down, track a more manageable 4th down, because like you mentioned, this is kicking right into that gusting wind.
The offense stays on the field. Didn't even look like there was that much of a discussion. 4th and 3. DeShields barking orders at the offensive line, and Jeff Dart has to burn his 2nd timeout.
Timeout. Mount Union.
This is where the wind is a factor. They're kicking into 35-mile-an-hour winds. Jeff Dart going to talk over this 4th and 3, tied at 7.
I don't see them.
Well, the wind, a huge factor in Houston tonight. Look at that, 32 miles per hour. And Mount Union on 4th down, it would be a 30-yard field goal attempt, and yet Jeff Dart, before he took the timeout, had his offense on the field. The temperature has come down considerably. Here we are in Texas. I know it's early January. It was 76 degrees at lunchtime, now in the 40s.
And they talked it over, and they're still going to go for it here. And Jeff Dart knows this is a critical play in the momentum of this game.
13th play of a long Mount Union drive, 4th and 3. Play action, DeShields tosses to the end zone, incomplete, turnover on downs. DeShields put it way over the head of Tyrell Sanders, and the North Central defense comes up clutch with a red zone turnover on downs.
And DeShields had him, he had Sanders. It just looked like Sanders, broke that a little bit flatter than DeShields thought. He thought it was going to be a little bit more of a skinny post. Instead, he came a little bit more shallow in the errant throw. It's a good shot of it right there. Not a great throw by DeShields on a critical down.
Until this point, in this championship clash, Mount Union had the momentum. North Central gets the turnover on downs. Can Luke Lehnen in this offense capitalize? So far, so good. Lehnen goes right back to Jacob Parody, his top target today. Parody's 4th reception goes for 13.
And Jeff Dart knows that. He knows that now you give the ball back to this quarterback and this offense that scores 53 points per game. And if they can go the length of the field here and score, that's a big momentum swing.
A pitch to Joe Sacco, running left. Good blocking and a gain of 8. And Joe Sacco more than 1,100 yards rushing to lead all running backs this year for North Central.
And this is a great job. I talked earlier about this offensive line, but Jeske Maples, the left tackle. Look at number 70, rolling downfield, getting to the second level, showing the speed and athleticism. Nice block on Marcus Jackson. There's 3 first-team All-Americans, Jay, on this offensive line.
Well, that's what you want to run behind in a championship game. Luke Lehnen dialing up a deep ball. Thomas Skokna ran underneath it, but couldn't haul it in. Tony Cook, the cornerback, in coverage. And Lehnen put it right there.
And Luke Lehnen had a lot of time, had a great pocket provided by that offensive line we were talking. See number 7, they're trying to get Caleb Brown up the pipe there. And then Tony Cook, he was cooked, but he came back late, even with his back turned to the ball. That's what you have to do as a defender. If you're beat, you don't turn and look back at the ball. That slows you down. You just run your rear end off and try to stick that hand in there. That was a great play.
3rd and 2, powerful run for a North Central first down. Joe Sacco bulldozing his way to move the sticks.
And, you know, we talk a lot about, of course, Mount Union's run game, but North Central's offense, their rushing game, 305 yards per game, 3rd most in D3. So this is a team that can also run the ball down your throat.
Only 20 rushing yards tonight. In a first half where you feel like the time of possession has belonged to Mount Union, the momentum has belonged to Mount Union, but North Central with an opportunity to take the lead on this drive. Taking another deep shot. What a catch! Climbing the invisible ladder, Jack Rummel, the sophomore. Gain of 38.
In North Central, Jay, they go max protect. That's just a 2-man route. They're keeping extra bodies in for protection to block Caleb Brown, Rossi Moore and company. And that extra time allows those wide receivers, those veteran wide receivers, to get down the field. This time it was the sophomore, Jack Rummel.
Lehnen running. Contained well by Mount Union. Marcus Jackson, the senior linebacker. Texas native, grew up in Dallas, captain of this defense. Doing a really nice job keeping Luke Lehnen in check in the run game in this first half.
I love watching linebackers hunt. He's off on that left side and just patient, tracked it and made a great tackle. Luke Lehnen getting some great protection, and he's taking advantage of it.
Been a lot more effective in the passing game than the run game, Luke Lehnen. Hands it off, Sacco. For the 19-yard line, gain of 6. Sets up a 3rd and short.
And 3rd and short here. I have to imagine they're going to roll Luke Lehnen outside the pocket, give him the best athlete on the field, give him a two-way go, allow him to buy some time. Good shot of head coach Brad Spencer there.
75 red zone trips this season, 64 touchdowns, but stood up. Jazz Jackson and Marcus Jackson shot in to stop Sean Allen.
Yeah, I just not love that play call there. I think you get Luke Lehnen outside the pocket where he's so dangerous. Instead of run that ball up the middle. Mountain Union building a wall. Had an opportunity maybe to bounce that thing outside, but he doesn't.
So we just saw Mount Union go for it on 4th down, not get it. Now North Central and Brad Spencer risking it on a 4th and 2. Charles Coleman into the game. He gets the carry, needing 2 yards, tried to fall forward. This will be all about the spot. Needed 2. Got right to the line to gain. You love it in a championship game. Both teams pointing the other way. We got the stop. No, we got the 1st down.
You got to sell it, Jay.
Official timeout for a measurement.
Based on where they spotted the football, I think it'll be a 1st down.
I think by about half of a football, it's going to be a 1st down. This would be huge.
And Brad Spencer, the Naperville, Illinois native, 3rd-year head coach, but he has been with this program since the year 2000. Wide receiver from 2000 to 2003, then assistant coach to 2014, took over as the offensive coordinator and then became the head coach in 2022. And his gamble paid off. Now in a championship game, it could come down to a matter of inches, and it does there for North Central.
And Jeff Dart, you can see him, he's crushed right there. He knows that was a big opportunity. And it looked like there was a little bit of a discrepancy with the exchange there. Lehnen had to keep riding that ball down in to make sure it wasn't going to get fumbled, but in spite of that, they still pick it up.
Lehnen rolling right, under pressure, throws. And once again, Tony Cook, great coverage. He's had 2 pass breakups on this drive, that time to deny Jack Rummel.
And something was messed up there. I think they thought that zone read action was going to come from the other side. Not on the same page there. You can watch this develop clearly. I think he was expecting Charles Coleman to come on that zone read down to the right, but he didn't.
Lehnen running it, cuts, breaks a tackle, touchdown, North Central. Luke Lehnen on a 16-yard carry, and the 2-time Gagliardi Trophy winner shows why.
We've been calling for it, Jay. Give the ball to your best player in the critical moments. Let Luke Lehnen, a great athlete, look at him, just survey that field, find the hole, and squirt through it for the touchdown. The reason that kid's 56-2 in a career, he knows how to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, that does not happen by accident. Gagliardi Trophy winner, basically the Division III Heisman Trophy, and in a championship game, You put it all on the shoulders of your best player.
Get the ball to your best player. That's how you win championships. The best player on this field is Luke Lehnen. He keeps it himself. And North Central recaptures that momentum here in the Stagg Bowl.
Luke Lehnen now 210 career touchdowns in his storied career for North Central. This was Saturday night where he was awarded what is, the Division III Heisman Trophy, the Gallardi Award. You see his teammates reacting to it. He's beloved in Naperville, Illinois, mobbed. This is his second time winning the award back-to-back. He won it last season as well. And he's scored more touchdowns than any player at any level in college football.
He's the All-American kid, right? I mean, an amazing football player, 4.0 student, married. I mean, he is exactly what you want leading a program.
He also plays for the Cardinals baseball team. Right. And if you want a story on what a competitor he is, there was an MLB scout there to watch the opposing pitcher. Luke Lehnen went out and hit for the cycle.
Yeah, Coach Brad Spencer told us he's a guy that doesn't want to just win. He wants to win by 70 if he can.
A squib kick will be good starting field position for Mount Union. Let's check in down with Ashley.
You guys, believe it or not, playing baseball, it wasn't really the plan when he came to North Central. He told me that the coach at the time wanted him to focus on football when he first got there, but then COVID happened. Football games got canceled, so he ended up being able to play center field. And look, I asked him what's his favorite sport. He said, the true competitor in him said, whatever season is it, that's my favorite sport.
I think if he's playing, checkers with his teammates, right, that's his favorite sport. He just wants to win. It's funny, he plays baseball his freshman year, leads the team in batting average, batting .310. And it's interesting, MLB scouts are looking at Luke Lehnen, and the head coaches or the coaching staff for North Central told us that kind of that Kyler Murray type where he's getting looks at both the NFL and MLB level.
Well, and even MLB teams like guys that play two sports. I mean, it shows the range of your athleticism. As Mountain Union starts their drive with a great play.
16-yard gain to Nick Turner, already into Cardinals territory. And if you're Mount Union, the previous possession, you have that long drive, turnover on downs, looking for an answer as North Central's grabbed the momentum midway through this second quarter. Low snap. Echeverry. TJ DeShields has had to handle some low snaps 3 or 4 times in this first half. That throws off the rhythm of everything.
And so much of offense is timing.
That's Giovanni Kennedy limping off. He went down earlier in this half.
Wow, and he goes down hard there. You could tell him, you got to give that young man credit. Went down earlier, as you mentioned. Tried to go again, but that leg looks like it's really bothering him.
First team All-American at left guard. Greg Brockwell back in. DeShields taking a shot. It's caught. Matt Anderson, the senior tight end, hauls it in. A quick strike of 27 yards puts Mount Union right back in the red zone.
Great pocket for DeShields here. And he finds his big body wide receiver, 6'2", 225, puts the ball up high. Great spot. That's what you love, right? You got two top quarterbacks here trying to recapture the momentum for their teams, and after a score, Mountain Union getting a nice drive.
And we get to see Noah Boudry for the first time. He started the season at quarterback for Mount Union, the junior from Monroe, Michigan. He's got some design packages. A lot of them involve running the football like you see there. He's the better runner of the two quarterbacks. They might utilize him throughout this Division III championship game, even though it's DeShields who has established himself as the more reliable quarterback throughout the playoffs.
And I think this is the best area of the field to utilize a package with a running quarterback down here in the red zone. It's so important to run the ball as that field shrinks. get Boudry out there and let him go to work.
Hands it off this time. Darnell Williams first carry, the senior from Cleveland, Ohio. Only gained 2. Just interesting time to do it, Rocky, as DeShields gains 27 through the air. You feel like they're clicking offensively, and now TJ DeShields comes back into the game for a 3rd and 4 after Boudry took the last 2 snaps.
I agree. I think it's also something you want to show the defense something different, try to get them off their game a little bit. Now you bring DeShields back in for the critical 3rd down.
They stalled out in the red zone on the previous possession, trying to cash in here. 3rd and 4. Echeverry nowhere near it. Cortez Jones, the sophomore defensive tackle, could not be moved. This will bring up 4th down, and Mount Union will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Cortez Jones looking like Vince Wilfork out there. He's just stoning the center, building a wall, and making a great play on a great running back.
The North Central staffs told us they fought over Cortez Jones. Offensive coaches wanted him on the offensive line. Defensive coaches won. Avon Merrick, a 30-yard field goal attempt, kicking into 32-mile-an-hour winds. And Merrick sneaks it in. So Mount Union on the previous possession decided to go for it on 4th down. This time they settle for 3 to make it 14-10 in the Stagg Bowl. Time for Random Fandom, and you would be hard-pressed to find somebody more dedicated to college football this season than Michael Barker. He is attending his 100th game of the year. He's traveled more than 100,000 miles. He was in the Bahamas for the Bahamas Bowl yesterday. And that's right, this is his 100th game he has attended this season. Not always glamorous. You see him sleeping in airports. He sleeps in his rental car. And Ashley Shamity is with Michael right now.
Michael, this weather a lot different than the Bahamas yesterday, which is where you were for that bowl, and now your 100th game this season. I've got many questions, but I'm just going to start with this, just the how and the why. How do you do it?
So I work in the off season in real estate, and I'm self-employed, and then I save money, and then come the fall, we see as many college football games as possible. And the why is I love college football. My dad played college football, and I've been traveling for 8 years, and this year I decided to go big and try to set a world record.
You're obviously a fan of college football, but are you a fan of a certain team?
No, I grew up in San Diego. I would say I like the San Diego State Aztecs, but my house was a pro Central house, so San Francisco 49ers really. But I love college football because you have skin in the game. You went there, you're an alum, you're an employee, and so I just gravitated over the years.
Michael, congratulations. You are still not done. You've got a couple more games left this season, but this is his 100th here today. Guys.
How about the Will Chamberlain 100?
I love it.
That's awesome.
The dry erase board.
And to travel more than 100,000 miles in a single season, just a remarkable feat. You know, college football fans is so passionate at any level. Now here we are, Division III championship, the Stagg Bowl, and you feel the passion. Whether you're at the Rose Bowl or Central Connecticut State where Michael was in August, you gotta love that passion.
You do, and you touched on, Jay, it's one thing, this is not a guy who's traveling on private jets and staying in 5-star hotels. This is what a true college football fan does. You sleep in your car if you have to, you sleep at the airport, whatever it takes to enjoy this great game that you love, and it's hard-pressed to find a bigger fan of college football out there than Michael Barker.
He's been doing it since 2017. Started by going to 13 games. Now he's at 100. And he's driving to Frisco tomorrow for the FCS championship. Maybe we got to get Michael to start doing some college basketball. Tuesday night, Cooper Flag at Duke. Our ACC men's basketball matchup taking on Pitt, who have won 5 in a row. That is quite possibly the 2 best teams in the ACC this season. 7 p.m. tip-off on Tuesday. And Michael Barker was telling us people want him to do college basketball next. He's like, I don't take requests. I love college football.
I got to go to work. I got a family.
So North Central
There's no foul.
with a 3rd and 7 here.
Quarterback is outside the
Luke
pocket,
Lehnen,
right
the
beyond the line of scrimmage. Third down.
two-time Division III Heisman Trophy winner, the Gallardi Award. This is the pressure situations in a championship game, 2 undefeated teams. You rely on your 4-year starter to make the right decisions in these spots.
Huge opportunity here for Mount Union. You know, they go down, they get stopped on 4th down. North Central goes on an 11-play, 88-yard drive. Mount Union answers with a field goal. Now an opportunity to get the ball back in good field position. Got to keep Luke Lehnen in that pocket here.
Pressure comes, Lehnen sets up the screen, and Joe Sacco lost his footing. He had daylight and blockers to potentially pick up that 1st down. Couldn't stay on his feet. And North Central will be forced to punt for the first time tonight.
That's huge. You can see Brad Spencer knows that they probably had that. If he's able to stay on his feet, Mount Union brings the house. Perfect place to run a screen in that situation. But Sacco can't stay up. They're forced to punt.
Chip Dose, the sophomore punter on Tyler May, awaits for it. He's got the wind behind him, and it's read well by Tyler May. Went down and safely caught it for a fair catch. Well, Mount Union searching for their first national championship since 2017. Certainly not their first championship in school history. They've won 13 of them. Alliance, Ohio, nearby Canton, Ohio. 2,300 students. And you know, your famous alums, when you're this good at football, you probably produce some pretty good football coaches, Nick Sirianni and Matt Campbell.
Yeah, and Jay, you know, I'm born and raised in Cincinnati, live in Cincinnati. I've known about the legend of Mountain Union for a long, long time. It's the essence of college football.
Now Larry Karras started it all, winning that first national championship in 1993. They have a 425-20 record in the last 3 decades. Think about that. Only 20 losses in more than 30 years, and you produce some great football players and coaches. We showed you Sirianni and Campbell, but Jason Candle at Toledo's done a great job.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Vince Karras is his defensive coordinator, who was one time the coach of Mount Union, taken over for his dad, and brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Mount Union with the football, trying to take the lead before halftime in the Division III National Championship game. You know, in speaking with these coaches at the Division III level, they are not envious of dealing with the transfer portal and NIL. Now, this is purity on the football field at the Stagg Bowl here in Houston. Mount Union with the ball, trailing by 4. Purple Raiders only have 1 timeout. And more importantly, they're going to have a 3rd and long here.
Well, Jay, just to touch on that, yeah, the transfer portal and NIL hasn't yet hit Division III yet. I think both coaches hoping it never does, to the extent it is at the higher levels.
3rd and 11. Mount Union, after their defense did so well to get the ball back, in jeopardy of giving it back to the Cardinals. DeShields throwing on the run, rockets it. That pass is incomplete. It was caught, but Tyrell Sanders did not land in bounds. And North Central is going to get the ball back with 3 timeouts.
And North Central only brought 4 there, didn't decide the blitz, but they're still able to get DeShields outside the pocket, and you had a safety over the top, a corner underneath. That's just a hard place to fit that football. Had to throw it out of bounds and force the punt.
And Mount Union punting for the first time tonight. And they'll be punting into a 30-mile-an-hour wind. Michael Sullivan, the pride of Sandusky, Ohio, bounces it to the 25-yard line. A punt of 37 yards into the wind, pretty good for the junior. And tomorrow, championship football continues at the FCS level. North Dakota State and Montana State. Kickoff 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And very similar to our game. You know, two of the perennial powers. Everyone knows about North Dakota State's dominance. Well, Montana State, they've been there for the last handful of seasons. Touchdown Tommy Mellott. Maybe it's his turn to win a national championship. And when you have a quarterback, you have a chance to win a championship. That's how North Central feels with their quarterback, Luke Lehnen, getting the run, the 2-minute drill here. Leading by 4, running right. Takes it safely out of bounds. Nothing was there.
Good job down the field. Again, it's always dangerous when Lehnen's outside the pockets for how he can just extend that time for those guys to get open. Been impressed with this Mountain Union defense.
Mount Union only sends 3. Lehnen. Nobody open again. Just throws it away.
Yeah, you called it, Jay. They only rushed 3, which drops 8 into coverage. There was nowhere to go with that football. And again, Lehnen forced to the short side of the field where he can't extend that play as long, nowhere to go.
The risk with only sending 3 at Luke Lehnen is he can take off and run the football.
Well, and it's just he's so good at just allowing time, and those guys know how to get open, all those veteran wide receivers. The game will work out there. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down.
Mount Union sticking with that front 3. Caleb Brown, Jackson Harris, Von Factor. Lehnen runs, and Caleb Brown wrestles him down. Loss of 2. The junior defensive end, Caleb Brown, delivers another tackle for loss, his 18th of the season.
What an incredible defensive play. Easily the best defensive play of this football game. Caleb Brown.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 18 seconds.
Watch him lock out the offensive tackle. And Lehnen thinks he has the edge. With his speed, he should be able to get the edge, but he fights off the block and shows his speed. Able to get to Lehnen and bring him down. Jesky Maples, the offensive tackle, thought he could just hook Brown, but it wasn't happening. Incredible athletic play by Caleb Brown. Wow.
And after these teams were putting up points with ease, we've seen 3 straight 3-and-outs in this championship game. The defense starting to get in on the party. Caleb Brown has been tremendous. He had the fumble recovery earlier as well for Mount Union. And the Purple Raiders use their final timeout, so they'll get the ball back with more than a minute remaining in this first half. Tyler May calls for the fair catch, a big hit, and that's an easy penalty. Cannot do that.
As a crush, that's going to give Mountain Union 15 extra yards to start this drive. Theo Milas with an unfortunate penalty there.
Tyler May called for the fair catch, but I believe he bobbled that football. Jacob Parody, I thought was close to maybe ripping it out.
Fair catch on the play. After the catch, personal foul, legal contact, number 36 of the receiving team. That 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the return. First down.
So I don't think Parody did anything wrong. It was Theo Millis who comes in late. Take another look. That's Parody number 3, and then storming it way late. That's where the penalty is called.
And he's trying to make the case, hey, he was bobbling, but he had regained possession there, and after the fair catch, can't do that.
And that was way after the fact.
Yeah, way after he had retained possession.
That is a massive break for Mount Union because this ball is placed at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and now they get on the other side of the 50-yard line. No timeout. 1:12 left here. If you're TJ DeShields, you want to start this drive out something positive, likely to the outside parts of the field here. Don't need to get everything in this one shot.
DeShields steps up, gonna tuck and run, falling forward to the 31-yard line, gain of 9. This clock will run.
You can do that, but you got to get set back up quick. A lot of time ticking off here.
Low snap, North Central sends pressure. DeShields hit as he got rid of it, and that pass falls incomplete. There's a flag in the secondary.
I think they might get Jamar Daniel on pass interference.
Tangled up with Tyrell Sanders. This would be a second back-breaking penalty for North Central.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 3, the defense. It's a 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And Sanders was trying to go on an out-breaking route. This is a smash concept. Run someone to the flat, and they want to get Sanders to the high outside. You want to high-low that corner. But Jamar Daniel held him up, held his route, got the penalty.
So 1st and 10 after the holding penalty against Daniel. Remember, North Central won the toss and decided to receive. So Mount Union will get the ball to start the second half. So this could be a double score for the Purple Raiders if they can execute here in the final 41 seconds. DeShields tosses to the end zone, jump ball, and it's batted away. Nick Turner denied by Jamar Daniels, so Daniel atones for the penalty.
And we saw it earlier, Giovanni Kennedy, the left guard for Mount Union. This is earlier, he goes out of the game. You can see the emotions on his face. Looking like he won't be able to re-enter this championship game. But for DeShields here, it's important. You don't want to force a ball and get a turnover, throw a pick here. You're likely to get a field goal. Got to protect the ball.
Checks it down, pass is caught. Jerry Cooper Jr. hit out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal with 29 seconds remaining, no timeouts.
That was excellent. They went man coverage and they ran everybody off, and then brought Cooper right underneath, catches the ball, able to get out of bounds.
Now normally Mount Union would run the ball with Tyler Echeverry with no timeouts in 29 seconds. Would be a risky move. Low snap, DeShields picks it up, looks back to his left, has to throw right. Batted in the air and falls incomplete. Very risky ball, and it's sat up. Ramarion Roby.
Right here, you absolutely cannot force a ball and throw a pick here. You're set up for an easy field goal. You're going to take the points. Don't do anything drastic when you're flushed out. And look, every quarterback, you want to make a big play in a big moment in a big game, but got to be somewhat cautious here.
The Jeff Dart's offense changes so dramatically when you can't run the football or even be a threat to run the football. Would you take the gamble with 21 seconds and no timeouts?
I think I would keep this ball in the air.
Play clock down at 0. DeShields gets it off, rolling right. Pressure coming, throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Ramarion Roby in coverage again. Back-to-back good plays by the junior cornerback.
It's a great play by Roby, but the ball's a little bit behind. DeShields needs to throw that ball. If you're going to miss that ball, you want to miss out in front of the receiver so the defender can't get a hand on it. It was a great play by Roby, but you got to miss. If you want to miss there, you got to miss to the outside. They have one more opportunity here before they kick this field goal.
And North Central has 3 timeouts. Brad Spencer runs over and uses one of them.
Timeout. North Central. That's their first of the half.
Remember, this Cardinals defense got a turnover on downs in the red zone earlier this half. You see it clearly frustrated.
I think
Brad
he's
Spencer.
still upset about that pass interference call on Jamar Daniel. I think he was saying it was an uncatchable ball. It was. I think that's what he was upset about. And we talked with Brad Spencer yesterday, Jay. He's a very stoic guy, but he's pretty emotional right now.
Yeah. Well, I think when you get into the heated
of
battle, a
course.
trophy
Yeah.
on the line, a
lot goes
Division
into this.
III championship. I think on the previous play, Spencer's upset because the play clock wound down to 0.
Oh,
They didn't get it off
there
in
you
time. No, that's a full 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
So Brad Spencer has every reason to be upset.
yeah.
That should have been delay of game.
There's every reason to come unglued. That's it.
It's been a frustrating sequence for North Central. You get the ball back with 3 timeouts. You're thinking we're going to add to this lead. They have to punt it away. You commit a penalty on the punt. Then you get called for a holding call in your secondary. Then that play clock goes against you. And yet the defense is on the field trying to fight through it on a 3rd and goal. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. DeShields running left. Stuffed, and this clock will run, and they can't spike it. So it's a fire drill. The field goal unit running on. 4 seconds remaining in this half. They're not going to get this kickoff. The clock hits 0, and it's a disaster for Mount Union.
That's the end of the half.
And North Central celebrating their 2nd turnover on downs, or their stop, if you will, in the red zone. Mount Union has gone into the red zone twice. They've come away with 0 points in this first half.
That's just a poor plan there. You take the points in that situation. You don't risk trying to bring a Mayday field goal unit onto the team. That's something, a situation that rarely happens. You practice it, not that much. Why do you take the risk there? Take the points. Go into halftime down 1 point.
So North Central, the defense stands tall, a 4-point lead at the Stagg Bowl Division III National Championship halftime. Let's head into the studio with Zubin and Trevor. We welcome you back to the 2024 Stagg Bowl Division III Football National Championship. And we've got a good one between 2 undefeated perennial powers, 14-0 against 14-0. And it's North Central with a 14-10 halftime lead. If you're Mount Union, you feel a little hard done by. You had 3 red zone trips, Rocky, that only resulted in 3 points for the Purple Raiders.
And I think Mount Union fans would question maybe the management of the end of that half there, not safely taking the 3 points, and now they find themselves down by 4.
Yeah, head coach Jeff Dart, you get into the red zone, you come away with 0 points on that final drive of the first half, and Ashley Shamedy spoke with the Mount Union head coach.
Guys, I just talked to him, and that's exactly what he said, is that he mismanaged it. He said we should have taken some shots at the end zone, but then gotten the field goal and gone into the half with 3 more points. He did say, though, that he thought we were better on 1st and 2nd downs in that first quarter, and then in the first quarter better on 3rd down conversions, and he really wants to get back to that hopefully in the second half. He says he loves what the defense has been doing, but he totally takes fault and says he mismanaged the end of that second quarter.
And Ashley, I think what they have to do is get the ball back to Tyler Echeverry, but here is the end of that half. Clock is at 15 seconds, no timeouts. You run the ball, and you try to get a Mayday. They call this a Mayday field goal situation where you rush your guys on the field, but it rarely ever happens. You rarely practice it. You can see it just wasn't executed. Instead of, why be so risky right there? Go into half. You get the gift of getting to even down at that area of the field, go down 1 point down at halftime.
But Jeff Dart clearly taking responsibility for that decision making at the end of the first half. And here's the good news from Mount Union. You're only down 4. So despite 2 red zone trips where you came away with 0 points, you get the ball to start this second half, and the deficit is only 4. As we are back underway here in Houston, Darnell Williams backed up to his 1-yard line. He's got some serious speed, and he stopped just past the 25. A flag flies in across the field.
During the return, tripping, number 15 of the kicking team. 15 yards added to the end of the return. First down.
Well, and we've been critical of Mount Union for that questionable sequence at the end of the first half. Penalties are starting to become a problem for North Central.
And this is a guy we talked about. They got to get Tyler Echeverry back involved in this game. First quarter, Jay, he had 8 rushes for 63 yards. In the second quarter, 5 for just 6 yards. He's the key to this offense. We mentioned him earlier. He leads all Division III with 29 rushing touchdowns. But then we saw this North Central offense come alive at times during that first half as well.
Well, the best defense is keeping Luke Lehnen off the field. That's what Mount Union will try and do on this drive as they go right to Echeverry. No surprise there. We just showed you his highlights from the first half. That 6-yard carry matches all the yards he had in the second quarter.
Yeah, and it was hard to get him involved at the end of that half with with not having the timeouts and the clock situation, but now a golden opportunity to reestablish that run.
He was the bell cow in the semifinal win, a season high 183 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's the one thing Mount Union can rely on. They've been battle tested throughout their season, had to grind their way to a semifinal win 45-37, whereas North Central, until tonight, they hadn't trailed in a game all season long. DeShields puts it right on the money, hauled in by Nick Turner. First down, Mount Union.
This Mount Union offense quickly getting into rhythm. Nice first down run. And a great just timing pass from DeShields to Turner. And as soon as he makes that cut on that corner route, drops it right in between 3 red jerseys.
A confident throw from TJ DeShields, trying to shake off the end of the first half miscue. First and 10 from the North Central 38. Play action. DeShields, pressure coming, rolling right. He just gets rid of it. Threw it out of bounds. He had no choice. Martin Egbo and J.P. Sullivan hot in pursuit.
You can see DeShields is not Luke Lehnen. He is more of a pocket guy, not as fleet of foot when he gets outside the pocket.
He is your prototypical pocket passer. They've got Noah Boudry if they want a quarterback with more of a run game. But they trust DeShields' arm more. That's what's carried them to this championship game. He's put together a spectacular playoff run since taking over the starting job late in the season. Echeverry bouncing off red jerseys, gain of 2.
And I think DeShields is the better complement to this offense. You got Echeverry in the run game. That's gonna grind out your yards, but you need someone to get you those intermediate and deep chunk yards plays, and that's why DeShields has gotten the nod, and he's gonna have to come up with one of those big plays here on a 3rd and long.
They started this game, Mount Union, 3 for 3 on 3rd down. Since then, they're 0 of their last 5 need to start converting on third down in a championship game. DeShields steps up, rockets it. It's caught. Tyrell Sanders absorbed a big pop at the 21-yard line and held on. Sanders stays down.
How was he able to hold on to that ball?
Official timeout for an injured offensive player.
Braden Garrigan, the safety, and Romarion Roby.
And didn't look like he got any forcible contact to head or neck area. It came like in his, like maybe a rib shot is what he got.
A remarkable job to hold on to that football. You know he got his hands on it, but it's one of those when you see a hit like that, you just wonder how he can hang on. And it was a critical catch on a 3rd and 8 to keep this opening drive alive for Mount Union. Good to see Sanders get to his feet.
And Mount Union already without Giovanni Kennedy, the starting All-American left guard. Now their top receiver, Tyrell Sanders, goes out of the game for what they hope is just a little bit and get him back out on that field.
Sanders, the only Purple Raider with more than 1,000 yards receiving this season. When they're without their left guard, Giovanni Kennedy, first-team All-American, although Greg Rockwell has done well in place of him. Echeverry couldn't wiggle free of a tackle. Braden Garrigan, who just put the big hit on Sanders, an excellent open field tackle there.
Braden Garrigan has some quicks. He is shot out of a cannon on that back end. That's twice this drive. And I think Braden Garrigan's also happy to be playing without a club on his hand. He broke his hand in week 7, has played a lot of these games with a big nub cast on his hand. It's nice to be able to use that paw.
And Mount Union back into the red zone, and this is where their drives have stalled out. 3 red zone trips, only 3 points to show for it. And Echeverry stood up again. Braden Garrigan feeling it. 25 in red all over the field for the Cardinals on this possession.
Yeah, Garrigan, but also Martin Egbo, the defensive end, with a great play slicing down inside on that zone run. And Garrigan finished him off.
Garrigan, 7 tackles in this Stagg Bowl. Big players show up in big games, and the sophomore safety certainly has.
Man coverage here from North Central, showing blitz.
A flag whistles this play dead. False start against the Purple Raiders.
Full start. Number 16 of the offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 14 now for Jeff Dart in this Mount Union offense. There's something about crossing into the red zone that stalls this offense. They look like a different team out there.
And when you got to be at your best in the red zone, Mount Union has been at their worst tonight.
Cardinals only send 3. DeShields throwing on 3rd down, well short of the sticks. Nick Turner caught it, only gained 6. And the Purple Raiders will have to hold for a field goal attempt.
That was a smart play there. Safely pick up a few extra yards here, get the ball inside the 20 for a more manageable field goal. We mentioned the wind at times up to 35 miles per hour, blowing right into the face of Mount Union.
And this is a 36-yard field goal attempt for Avon Merrick, who connected from 30 in the first half to make it a 1-point game. No good. So Mount Union has gone into the red zone 4 times tonight, and they've come up empty 3 of them.
And just emotionally, if you're Mount Union, how many times can you get down inside the red zone? How many times can you get this close and not come up with points. This time it is that errant field goal. Not sure if the wind played a factor on it, but it goes wide left. And now Luke Lehnen will get his first opportunity of the second half.
The AT&T Countdown to the College Football Playoff National Championship, Monday, January 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
So Division III crowns a champion tonight in Houston. The college football playoff championship will be crowned January 20th. It resumes in the semifinal. Notre Dame and Penn State in the Orange Bowl. Rocky Boyman, former Notre Dame captain. I know you're fired up about your Irish. You put out on social media that was the biggest Notre Dame win in more than 30 years.
Easily, without question. I mean, you go down, you take down Georgia, you hold that superpower to 10 points in that game. I wish we'd won some more games when I was with the Irish from 98 to 01. Some great times I had, though, but the Irish looking really good right now.
And Luke Lehnen, good run. It'll be negated most likely because of the penalty.
And also say, if you told me on September 7th, after a home loss in week 2 to NIU, that not only did Marcus Freeman get an extension, but they'd be playing in the semifinal, even I wouldn't have believed it.
Defense, number 1. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
So count the 11-yard scamper by Luke Lehnen. And we do have to rib our sideline reporter, Ashley Shamity, who's a Georgia grad. Yeah.
I was waiting for this one. I knew it was coming at some point. Congrats to you, Rocky.
Yes, thank you, Ashley. You're very gracious. I found out at dinner last night that you were a Georgia grad, so had to give it to you a little bit.
North Central getting their ground game going. That's Charles Coleman. He's the power back at 6'3", 216 at the Division III level. That's a big back. Big back.
That's like a Derrick Henry sized back. He's a big kid. I mean, the height at 6'3" and close to 220 pounds. I like getting him involved.
Transfer for Minnesota, Mankato. 11 touchdowns on the season. They go back to Joe Sacco. Wow. Look at that push. North Central starting to feel it in this third quarter, a gain of 8 as this rushing attack starting to look like they did earlier in this playoff run.
As we mentioned, this is the number 3 rush offense in D3, average 305 rush yards per game. And this is the drive where they can get that thing going and really go a long way helping this team out.
Only 67 rushing yards tonight. Mount Union had kept them in check in the first half. This is the drive where it's really come alive. Lehnen on a play action. Dials up a deep ball into double coverage. It's caught! Luke Lehnen put it right on the money. Thomas Skokna hauls it in down at the 1-yard line. Best pass of the night.
Incredible play call and incredible route by Skokna. We'll get a look at that here. North Central look like it might go fast here. Skokna went on a crosser and then just wheeled right up the seam of the field for a huge play.
Wouldn't be surprised if Luke Lehnen calls his own number. A flag flies before the snap.
Legal substitution. Offense, substitute, entered the field, got to the numbers. Had 12 on the field, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So this backs up the Cardinals' offense from the 1-yard line to the 6-yard line. And Brad Spencer, the head coach, not happy. And they had not committed a penalty until the final 2 minutes of the first half. 2 big penalties there, and now 2 penalties at the start of this second half. And it has plagued the North Central team that is not accustomed to the self-inflicted wounds this season. You don't get to a championship game at 14-0 without making these errors.
And with 38 seniors on the team, they usually play much, much cleaner football.
Sean Allen running hard. Gets back to the 1-yard line. Brandon Jansen's the safety with a touchdown saving tackle.
Here we see Charles Coleman, the big running back, coming back in the game. Mentioned him earlier, 6'3", 216. Wonder if they call his number inside the 2-yard line.
Lehnen rolling left, throws, caught. Jacob Parody wide open for a North Central touchdown. The Cardinals go 80 yards in 4 minutes to make this a 2-possession game in the D3 championship. A crushing blow for Mount Union after they got into the red zone for a 4th time this game. Stalled out for the 3rd time, and then North Central drives down the field, 7 plays, 80 yards in 4 minutes, Rocky.
And this came largely because of the big play, the deep pass to Skogna down the seam of the field. And then they get inside the 2-yard line here. A great job by the veteran wide receiver, Jacob Parody, stemming the freshman cornerback up the field. Getting to the sideline, Luke Lehnen loves it. Great drive, more points for North Central.
The NCAA championship season continues tomorrow night. North Dakota State, Montana State to decide who will become FCS champions. 7 Eastern is your kickoff from Frisco on ESPN. Coverage begins at 6:30. For more information, you can visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. And of course, we're crowning a Division III champion tonight here in Houston. And Mount Union, they've had the opportunities, Rocky. They've done a nice job advancing the ball, getting into the red zone, and that's where it's all fallen apart. Turnover on downs. They did get 1 field goal, but a miscue at the end of the first half and a missed field goal.
Yeah, and they started the second half the way their first half ended, by just not coming up with points. That time it was the missed field goal. They get the ball back to North Central, who quickly goes down the field. This is a tough one to come back from. Now, Mount Union is the players and the type of program where they can get that momentum back, but they got to get down to business and go to work here.
Let's check in with Ashley down on the sideline.
Guys, and Coach Jeff Dart was talking directly to his offensive lineman after that last possession, said, look, we have to get the run game going, and it is up to you guys to give the running back an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Etcherberry and how key he was in that first quarter of not only just gaining positive yards, but just controlling the clock and keeping Luke Lehnen on the sideline. That hasn't been the case from the second quarter on.
Play action, throwing on first down, and DeShields way off the mark. Trey Radford, the intended target, but missed him by quite a bit.
Yeah, wide open. I mean, that's an easy throw. The easiest throw for the quarterback is right over the center. Just put the ball in his hands. He's 6'3" and let him go. It's unfortunate.
You just wonder if all the red zone miscues is weighing on the confidence now of this Purple Raiders offense. North Central with all the momentum and an 11-point lead. DeShields slings it. Great catch. Nick Turner laying out for that one.
And Jay, that's what you need. You're in a little bit of a funk and things aren't going right. You need someone to step up and make a big play. In this case, a big catch by Nick Turner. Lays out. Did he catch that ball, though? Yeah, they're going to get another look at this. I think that ball was moving. That's not good.
Previous
That's going to come
play
back.
is under review for a completed catch.
That's your best look.
Yeah, I don't think that ball was secure before he came down. The ball is allowed to touch the ground, but it must be secured first. From that look there, it didn't look like that was the case. This is even the better look, in my opinion. An awful lot of movement on that ball.
Now the call on the field was a completed catch. So you have to have that indisputable evidence that that ball was not secured by Nick Turner.
I think in real speed, it looks even more clear that ball wasn't caught. But to your point, Jay, it's got to be indisputable video evidence.
There's head coach Brad Spencer for North Central. He was giving the officials a hard time at the end of that first half.
Now he's trying to get back in their good graces. Yucking it up a little bit, yeah.
Wasn't happy with a delay of game call that he feels that they missed.
If they give Mountain Union this catch here, he's going to come back on the wrong side of them.
After review, the ruling on the field of a completed catch stands. Be first down.
All right. Not how I saw it, but they say it was not indisputable video evidence. And again, a positive. Take a look at it one more time.
So it stays 1st and 10. And DeShields getting it going in the passing game. Goes right back to Nick Turner. Gain of 17 into North Central territory.
Just love these timing routes by TJ DeShields. Look, ride the zone fake, back foot hits, boom, there's the receiver, and let him run. Another first down. Now they're on North Central's side of the 50.
Well, Mount Union's had no problem driving the football. It's when they hit the red zone where the problems come in. Another completed pass. Trey Radford, his first reception of the night, a gain of 12, and another Mount Union first down.
Two straight passes, 2 first downs. But I think you still got to get Tyler Echeverry back involved here.
63 yards in that first quarter rushing, only 15 yards since for Tyler Echeverry. Gets the pitch here. Echeverry to the 30. Gang tackled. Jamar Daniel provided the first hit, but 3 red jerseys soon followed.
They like that little quick toss to Echeverry. Just get the ball in his hands and let him use his speed.
We were at the North Central practice yesterday. The way the defense communicates, how alignment sound the Cardinals are, so impressive.
Oh, very impressive. Yeah, I mean, the communication, there's so many calls and checks and alignments that go on every single play. You better be in the right place or Mountain Union will make you pay.
Play action, DeShields tosses it to a wide open Nick Turner, untouched for a Mount Union touchdown. 31-yard strike to put the Purple Raiders right back into the Stagg Bowl.
Well, there's one way to avoid red zone woes, Jay. It's to, how about you score from outside the red zone? And what an incredible play call there. You roll the quarterback, defense bites the cheese in the flat, and you hit the wheel route behind it.
After North Central went up 21-10, you figured, was that the knockout punch? Mount Union says no. A heavyweight fight between 2 perennial powers. of Division III football. An immediate answer by the Purple Raiders. They're back within 4 at the Stagg Bowl. Well, that drive for Mount Union belonged to Nick Turner. 61 yards and a touchdown to pull the Purple Raiders back in it. It was busted coverage that led to the Turner touchdown.
Yeah, and Jamar Daniels, the cornerback, looks like he has man coverage on Nick Turner there on the outside. And even though it's a run, I mean, you still got to have your eyes in that backfield. He lets him go, and a great job by Turner feigning the block on Braden Garrigan, and he just wheels behind him for the wide open pass. And what really made that play work, they run Sean Thomas, the running back, into the flat. Everyone bites up on him, and Nick Turner's wide open behind him.
A massive drive for Mount Union to get back into this game after they fell down by 11.
Absolutely huge drive here, just to get some confidence back. And as you mentioned, Jay, now 4 points, 4-point ball game.
Kicking into that wind has not been easy. Thomas Skokna makes a man miss down the sideline near midfield. He tiptoed that sideline, did well to get to the 49-yard line on a 41-yard return.
You just gotta love in this game, Jay. Both teams just going back and forth, and they take a big shot from the opposing team, but then they find a way. North Central gives up an easy touchdown, but now they get a little bit of juice back from a great kick return, setting up a nice field position to start this drive. Great individual effort there.
Felt like Skokna was going to get shoved out of bounds there at any moment. It took it an additional 20, 25 yards on the return. So this is excellent starting field position for Luke Lehnen and this North Central offense. Lehnen, quarterback keeper, falls forward after the initial hit by Brandon Janssens.
I don't know if you want your quarterback taking too many wide open shots. Brandon Janssens came downhill quick. Get another shot. There he is right there in the middle of the field. He just zeroes in, and a nice shot there. Looked like Ryan Kinley didn't pick up the blitzing safety, and big shot.
They run it with Sacco, cuts, and is hit immediately. So bring up 3rd and short. Marcus Jackson, the tackle for Mount Union.
It's a good hard-hitting football game, Jay, right? Love those games where you don't even have to see the action, you can hear it. We heard that hit all the way up in the booth.
Now, you being the former linebacker, 4 years at Notre Dame, 8 years in the NFL, you're getting excited.
Oh, I love it, love it.
These hard hits in a championship game. 2 14-0 perennial powers at the Division III level going at it late in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 2. Sacco has the first down, driving forward. Needed 2, got 3. And North Central moves the chains.
Sacco does a good job. He'll go lateral, but at the right time, he'll put that foot in the ground and get vertical quick. And that's exactly what you need to pick up first downs. Don't just let that thing get strung out to the sideline. Get a new set of downs.
Lehnen on a play action. Looks back left, in trouble. Throws. Wide open. It's caught for another North Central first down. Joe Sacco, the running back, got free. Scooted out of the backfield for a gain of 13. Women's basketball starting to heat up. The reigning champs, South Carolina, in action Thursday, 5 Eastern time, taking on Texas A&M. That's on ESPN2. Conference play for college hoops starting to heat up here in January. 45 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. North Central, a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 for Luke Lehnen. And they're starting to find holes in the Mount Union defense. Another wide open target. Jack Rummel gains 17. And the Cardinals back in the red zone.
In another nice pocket for Luke Lehnen. I mean, he has had multiple times tonight. He's had plenty of time to be able to set his feet, survey the field, make a nice throw. Mountain Union's got to find a way to pressure him, get him off his spot. The hard part is he's a guy, you bring pressure, you bring a blitz, he shoots around the outside because he's so dangerous with his legs.
North Central does not have to run a play here. Clock ticks down to 2. And they will head to the fourth quarter with the ball in the red zone and a 4-point lead.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Both these teams going back and forth here. Just the kind of football game you want in the championship. 4-point ball game heading into the fourth quarter.
243 Division III football schools started this season. It comes down to one final quarter. 2 teams left to decide a champion.
Here with head coach Brad Spencer. And coach, hopefully you can start this next quarter off with a touchdown, but back and forth, what's going to be most important to finish this game out?
Yeah, blocking, tackling, staying disciplined. You can see the bye week showing a little bit, but just got to be able to run the football pass efficiently and do our jobs, do our 111th, and we should be in good shape.
All right, coach, thanks so much.
Thanks a lot.
Now, Brad Spencer, the head coach of North Central, he's not used to coaching in close games, not this season at least. They're 14-0. They hadn't trailed until tonight when Mount Union took the early 7-0 advantage. Now looking for some cushion to start this fourth quarter. They enter with just a 4-point lead. Joe Sacco the carry there, gain of 4. Now, one thing North Central has definitely done better than Mount Union is they've executed in the red zone.
But the good thing for Mountain Union is now they have, in this quarter, the wind at their backs. Down this area of the field, this is 3 times they've come up empty. So maybe a switch in sides of the field will help them, but North Central certainly getting it done in the red zone.
The running back, Joe Sacco, just limped off injured. Luke Lehnen tosses it wide open. It's caught. Touchdown, North Central. Jack Rummel all alone. Lehnen found him as the pressure stormed to him. And North Central starts this fourth quarter with a much-needed touchdown.
And a total breakdown in the secondary, Jay. To have Jack Rummel running that wide open in the back of the end zone.
So the Cardinals answer right back. An 11-point lead is restored. Still 14 minutes and change remaining in this Division III championship fourth quarter.
And one of the many reasons you love Luke Lehnen. Look, he knows he's going to take a shot, throwing off his back foot, pressure right in his face. But Jack Rummel, look at that, great job. It was man coverage, and they use a crossing concept. They don't switch it off. And what you need to have in that situation, Jay, is defenders need to be on different levels. They were on the same level, so they ran into each other, and it scrapes Rummel completely free. And Lehnen doesn't miss when that happens. You see, as an offense, when you see man coverage, you want to cross people up. You want to get guys bumping into each other, and maybe somebody comes, rubs off and comes free, and that's exactly what happened there.
And we just showed you the red zone discrepancy. North Central now 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns. Mount Union 4 red zone trips, 0 touchdowns, and only 1 made field goal. And that is the difference in this championship game, no doubt about it. The squib kick, return past the 35, still going to the 45, and this will be excellent starting field position. Ryan Iden, only his 4th return on the season, returned to 23 yards. And look, Mount Union, they've got a quick strike offense, explosive offense with TJ DeShields slinging the football. So they are not out of this game by any stretch. And they're the more battle-tested team. We just mentioned it after the Brad Spencer interview with Ashley. North Central, they haven't played in these close games. They've been blowing teams out. Their smallest margin of victory was 20. Mount Union, they've had to play tough, hard-fought games week in and week out.
Yeah, and even last week in the semifinal, they were leading just 31-29 late in that game. They would get a big defensive stop before they poured it on, but
Darnell Williams couldn't break free. Will Vernon, the senior safety from Lexington, Kentucky, made the tackle.
Officials timeout for an injured
Williams
offensive player.
stays down. Darnell Williams been very quiet in this championship game. He had a touchdown last week in that semifinal win against Johns Hopkins.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 13 minutes, 55 seconds. 13 minutes, 55 seconds.
Darnell Williams, maybe their fastest offensive player. And, you know, even in the winter, Jay, sometimes you can cramp up. Guessing that might have happened.
Well, Williams gets attended to, will step away. Fourth quarter of the Stagg Bowl. So the injuries starting to pile up for Mount Union. Darnell Williams getting walked off the field by the athletic training staff. They lost Tyrell Sanders to a big hit earlier. And now Giovanni Kennedy, the starting left guard. You see he's sitting on the bench with crutches, so.
It's three key offensive players.
DeShields in trouble, slings it. It's caught. Jerry Cooper Jr. cuts at the 15. Stumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Union. 54-yard strike. Jerry Cooper Jr. And the Purple Raiders lining up to go for two, make it a three-point game here at the Stagg Bowl. They're going to go quick here. DeShields checks it down. It's caught. Two-point conversion complete. The tight end, Drew Sims. And just like that, 8 points for Mount Union. 3-point game in the Division III championship.
North Central just simply cannot knock out Mount Union. Mount Union keeps answering. Jeff Dart got to be extremely happy with his, as you mentioned, Jay, battle-hardened team, how they, in the championship game, answered the bell. And for the Jerry Cooper, this was the big play, the touchdown. There's Cooper at the bottom of your screen. He just kind of reverses field here as DeShields is getting flushed out to his right. He comes up to the left. DeShields found him, and then this great effort to punch it in. And then on two-point conversion, they just kind of get everybody out in space. And a great job by DeShields finding Drew Sims for the two-point conversion. 3-point ball game.
And this is the type of season it's been for Mount Union. Jeff Dart's team overcoming adversity. You have a quarterback change at week 9. TJ DeShields comes in, and it's been a magical playoff run where they've been tested, but they've found ways to win. They've stayed unbeaten at 14-0. Here they are, giving it everything they've got with the Division III championship on the line.
And North Central's got to be saying, what do we got to do here, boys? How do we just put these guys away?
And again, the Cardinals are used to kind of throwing that one knockout punch.
Yeah,
and
like Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
They're just used to just haymakering you and kind of ending the game early. But now here's Mount Union hanging around.
A 20-point win was the closest game of the season for North Central. The last time the Cardinals were in a game like this was last year's Stagg Bowl, where they lost to Cortland 38-37. And Luke Lehnen a perfect 7 for 7 with 2 passing touchdowns in this second half. Your Gallardi Trophy winner, which is your Division III Heisman Trophy for all intensive purposes. As long as the ball's in Luke Lehnen, number 5's hands, you feel pretty good if you're North Central.
Absolutely. Fourth quarter championship game, make sure the number 5 has ample opportunities to make plays. Obviously, he's been tremendous throwing the ball. 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also in the run game, 11 for 47 with a touchdown.
We're talking about the Mount Union injuries piling up. Starting running back Joe Sacco has not returned to this game. It's Sean Allen in the backfield with Lehnen. Under pressure, just got rid of it, threw it away. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
And that was an excellent job by Mount Union with the blitz from the wide side of the field, trapping Luke Lehnen inside and not allowing him to escape and extend off to his right. That was an excellent play call there by Darrell Ely, the defensive coordinator, to trap and keep Luke Lehnen in the cage.
First incomplete pass thrown by Lehnen in this second half. Third and 1. Charles Coleman running, untouched. The big fella, Charles Coleman. Touchdown, North Central. On 3rd and 1, Coleman takes it 66 yards to the house. And at 6'3", 216 pounds, Division III, he's your power back. Usually you put him in short yardage. He took it for 66.
Look at all the white jerseys around the line of scrimmage. No safety in the middle of the field, so you know if you can just break through that initial front line, you got nothing but green grass. Charles Coleman with a huge run.
And North Central responds in under a minute, but the extra point is blocked. So the lead will stay at 9. Still a 2-possession lead for the Cardinals, though.
And this is a back-and-forth heavyweight match. This time, Charles Coleman, the Red Sea parts and the red jersey runs right down the pipe for the touchdown. 34-25 North Central in the 4th.
We have had an offensive explosion in the Stagg Bowl. North Central and Mount Union have combined for 35 points in the last 8 minutes and 16 seconds of game time. Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. Ashley Shamedy down on the sideline. And North Central answers right back in under a minute after Mount Union made it a 3-point game.
How fantastic has this been? Back and forth, 2 of the top programs in Division III just absolutely going at it.
Now this is what you hope for when you see it's going to be 14-0 against 14-0. You said before the game started, 2 Goliaths at this level, and it has lived up to it. And critically, North Central has made it a 2-possession game. Even though the extra point was blocked, a 9-point lead means Mount Union is going to have to score twice. John Thomas on the return for the Purple Raiders. And gets past the 30. Let's go back to that 66-yard touchdown run by Charles Coleman, Rocky.
Yeah, and Mount Union just crowds the line of scrimmage. You can see all the white, look at that. I mean, everybody on defense except for one, the corner up at the top, is within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And then with a little bit of the play action, they get, look at all those linebackers, both flow to the right. That ball goes right in the A gap, and there's nobody on the 2nd or 3rd level to stop the run.
And with how dangerous Luke Lehnen has been at quarterback, you're more concerned with what he's going to do and not Charles Coleman, who went untouched.
You take a risk, you bring everybody up in the gaps, but if he squirts through a gap, there's no one on the 2nd level, no cavalry to bring him down.
The Purple Raiders still trying to get Tyler Echeverry going.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
There's an injured Cardinal over on the Mount Union sideline. Martin Egbo, the defensive end. He was hot in pursuit of Echeverry, chasing him over to the sideline. And as he gets attended to by the medical staff, we'll step away. And Martin Egbo helped off the field by his teammates. North Central still with a 9-point lead here in the fourth quarter, Rocky.
It's just impossible to not love what you're seeing here tonight. Two of the top programs, again, Division III. These kids aren't on scholarship. They're not getting paid NIL money. They're out here for the love of the game, the love of their brothers, going back and forth, a 9-point ball game. It's everything you love about college football.
DeShields in trouble, escapes the sack. Gonna tuck and run and slides.
I'm not sure how DeShields got out of that. It looked like he was dead to rights and found a way to squirt out the left side. It's a heads-up play.
And now a 3rd and 6 upcoming for a Purple Raiders offense that every time they've been punched in the mouth, they've gotten up off the mat and responded.
I mean, everything you want. The outside ends, close it. There's pressure right up the middle. He just finds a way to get out. That's a good veteran play.
Yeah, everything but the sack there for North Central defensively. Play clock down to 8. DeShields finds Echeverry. First down, Mount Union. Tyler Echeverry's been shut down in the running game as of late, but an impact on 3rd down in the receiving game.
It's not much more scheme I love than mesh rail. You bring 2 crossers shallow, and then you bring the running back on the rail. Watch him, comes right out of the backfield and rails right up the sideline. And the linebacker can't get out to cover him. Great play. Mesh rail works versus zone, versus man-to-man. Work right there.
Big 3rd down pickup. Keeps the drive alive. 1st and 10. Play action to the tight end, Matt Anderson. Stays on his feet. Bulldozing to the 45. You were talking about how much you love watching these two teams play. How about that for Matt Anderson?
Guys are laying it out, man. I absolutely love it. Pads are popping. Got great second efforts. Guys cramping. I mean, whatever you got to do to try to get that championship. Let's watch that in real time here. Bang, bang play. Boom, running into people. That was Braden Garrigan. It's a good play.
DeShields taking a shot down the sideline. Over the head of Nick Turner, out of bounds and incomplete.
I think that was worth taking a shot there. Picked up a couple first downs. Well, across midfield, just weren't able to connect.
DeShields closing in on 300 passing yards tonight. He's at 295. Just surprised Mount Union that their whole identity is the ground game. And they haven't even mixed it in this fourth quarter. It's been all TJ DeShields slinging the football. Right on cue, Echeverry gets a carry. And maybe that's why they haven't done much of it in this second half. Only game 2, Bobby Medina makes the tackle for North Central.
Yeah, I mean, the few opportunities Echeverry has had, he just hasn't been able to grind out as many yards as he did in the first quarter.
He averages 7 yards per carry on the season. Today only 4.2. Credit to North Central's run defense in this Division III championship. Another 3rd down test for the Mount Union offense. 3rd and 8. DeShields forced right, throws on the run, way too high. Tried to find Nick Turner again over on that near sideline. Well covered. And what do you do here? You're in no man's land. It's 4th and 8. You're trailing by 9.
And it looks like Jeff Dart's going to punt here. You see Michael Franklin, the punter, coming out onto the field.
I don't know if he would try a fake punt here, but Michael Franklin was a high school quarterback for the Sandusky Blue Streaks in Ohio.
Not been able to stop this Cardinal offense all night. This is risky.
He does punt it away, high up into the Houston night sky, and pins North Central inside their own 10. And tomorrow night, FCS championship. You do not want to miss this. North Dakota State and Montana State, the top 2 teams at the FCS level, will decide things from Frisco. Kickoff 7 Eastern on ESPN. Pregame show begins at 6:30. Now, we have had an excellent Division III championship game tonight in Houston. I'm expecting a terrific FCS championship game in Frisco.
That'll be a classic battle. As you mentioned earlier, we've seen both those teams in person this year.
Joe Sacco back into the game, the starting running back. They fake it to him. Luke Lehnen took it himself. Let's check in with Ashley.
Guys, first off on Joe Sacco, I saw him running back and forth. He really got that right ankle taped up a lot. He was telling guys I'm good to go, and just trying to really work out that ankle because obviously it's such a big part of what this team does. And Rocky, you asked me during halftime about the wind. It was really strong in the second quarter, but it has definitely picked up. It is in favor of Mount Union going towards this way, but it's really picked up and is strong now.
Yeah, and actually it looks like it gusts. There'll be no wind, and then all of a sudden it'll whip. And it's whipping right into the face of Luke Lehnen in North Central right now.
That time Sacco took it, his first carry since limping off injured. Just shy of the stick, so a 3rd and 1 upcoming. Those wind gusts are as powerful as 35 miles per hour. Mount Union's hoping they could force North Central to punt into that wind.
Brad Spencer looking deep into that play sheet here.
2 for 2 on 3rd down in this second half.
Mount Union crowding that line of scrimmage here. They know they got to make a stop.
Timeout. North Central. That is their first timeout of the half. It is a 30-second timeout.
It's funny, Rocky, you know, over the course of the regular season, you meet with so many coaches. A conversation I remember from week 2 with Georgia head coach Kirby Smart. He goes, championship games come down to 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. So he watches every 3rd and 1 and every 4th and 1 that an SEC team runs every week. Here we are in a championship game, albeit at the Division III level, 3rd and 1. If you can advance this football, continue to bleed the 8-minute clock, North Central would be well on their way to securing that championship.
Yeah, and it's 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 where coaching legends are made or not. You know, do you make the right call? Do you make if you're Brad Spencer, make the right call, or if you're Jeff Dart, draw up that defense to come up with a critical stop and get the ball back to your offense.
Who can make the winning plays with a trophy on the line? 3rd and 1. Sacco has the first down for North Central. A powerful run from the senior. Exactly what you wanted if you're North Central, and this clock will continue to tick. They are 3 for 3 on 3rd down in this second half.
Sacco is so good at this inside zone run. Everybody's going to go to the right. He cuts right behind the left tackle, Jeske Maples, right there. Just patient, let everybody overrun it, and then just find the daylight. Here's a great look. Him cutting right behind again, the left tackle coming all the way back across downhill for the first down.
Play action. Lehnen, good pocket. Goes deep. Over the head of Jacob Parody.
And Lehnen was trying to end it right there. One shot. It was overthrown. We enjoyed talking with Luke Lehnen at practice yesterday. Just an infectious personality. We talked all game about how he's the ultimate competitor in whatever it is, football, baseball, checkers.
He has lived for this moment. Hands it off to Sacco, hard running. Trying to push that pile. Looks like a rugby scrum between these two teams. Gain of 7. Sets up a 3rd and 3.
Sacco is really heating up here in this fourth quarter, grinding out some big runs.
Going back to Luke Lehnen and speaking with the coaching staff last night for North Central, they said even if we win, it's bittersweet because it's Luke's last game. He's been on campus since 2020, 4-year starter, 56-2 record.
Just wins. The last time in this situation, and one was Joe Sacco. He picked it up.
3rd and 3. Sacco on the left hip of Lehnen, gets the carry, running forward. Needed 3, got 2. And now what do you do here on a 4th and 1 from your own 33-yard line?
I don't see how you go for it right here inside the 35-yard line.
Well, do you trust your offensive line? And it'd be pretty close to a kill shot with under 6 minutes left to play.
And North Central has been able to run the ball effectively here tonight where Mountain Union hasn't, set aside the first quarter.
This is a risk because if you do not get it, you give the ball back to Mountain Union with great field position.
They also would be punting into the wind. That may be a factor for them going forward as well.
Timeout, Brad Spencer.
Timeout. North Central.
The Naperville native wants to discuss this 4th and 1. You are punting into the wind. That is a good point, Rocky. I just think you can't risk it.
I don't think you can either.
2-possession game, too.
Right.
So even if you punt it away and they score, you're still in the lead.
And there's 5:34 on the clock. If you punt it away, and even if they do score, you drain a bunch of time off the clock. But if you give them the ball inside the 35-yard line, they can score quick, and now they're back in it.
And don't forget to click over to the ESPN app for the Stagg Bowl trophy ceremony immediately following this game. 243 Division III football teams, 0 scholarships. They all dream of this moment. You work hard every day in the backyard. Practice day in and day out for a 4th and 1 with a championship on the line. Sacco looking for a yard and he gets it. Powerful running and the risk pays off for North Central.
Brad Spencer chose to trust his offensive line with 3 first-team All-Americans in his running back to get the job done and really put a nail into this game. Great second effort by Joe Sacco there. He just refuses to take negative yards.
And here's the thing, we viewed that as a gamble. I don't think Brad Spencer did. No. He trusts this team so much, what he's poured into them. Lehnen in play action, risky pass, and it's caught. Everything going the way of the Cardinals. Isaac Banker went up and got it, gain of 18 into Mount Union territory.
And he underthrew Banker there. He might have scampered forward for some more yards, but Luke Lehnen will take it. And now North Central and Lehnen content. Brad Spencer, he's sensing the victory here. Very close, as they're going to let some time just tick off that clock.
9th play of this North Central drive. They've chewed up more than 5 minutes of clock. Lehnen running it himself. Goes down at the 40. Under 4 minutes remaining in this championship clash, Mount Union decides to use their first of 3 timeouts. You were wondering when Jeff Dart was going to start.
Timeout. Mount Union. That is their first timeout.
For Mount Union, the conversation on defense is you got to find a way to punch a ball out. They got to sell out, create a negative play to force a big mistake by North Central. And look at the recent success. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, they're 72-3 since 2019. Their 5th straight Stagg Bowl appearance. I mean, they are the epitome of success at Division III right now.
Yeah, you talk about the dynasties of Division III. Mount Union certainly won for a long time. They haven't won one since 2017. If North Central can hang on in these final 4 minutes, the new dynasty is in Naperville, Illinois. And for the Naperville native, Brad Spencer said his parents moved to Naperville a month before he was born. He's never left. 43 years old. He said, I've never lived farther away than 5 miles from North Central's campus. Lehnen throwing on the run. Risky pass, and it's caught. Jacob Parody found a broken spot in the secondary. Gain of 29. There's a flag down at the 16-yard line. I think everybody's thinking North Central's going to run this clock down, keep running the football. No, Luke Lehnen airs it out.
But that's where you trust your quarterback to be able to extend and make a big play.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3 of the offense for taunting.
So Parody
Number 3, first unsportsmanlike of the game.
Called for unsportsmanlike conduct after making the catch. You wonder how he got so open for Lehnen to hang that ball up there against the wind. This ball hung for a while, but no Purple Raider could get into coverage.
But it's just, again, the ability to scramble and buy time, and there's no one better at surveying the field and finding the open guy than Luke Lehnen.
And there was the taunt at the end of the penalty. He backs North Central up to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. Sean Allen running the football. Mount Union used that first timeout, but
Timeout. Mount Union.
slow to call the second timeout.
Second timeout of the half.
Finally, they do. And Mount Union facing a similar fate to what they suffered in 2022. These two teams met at the Stagg Bowl. It was a great game. North Central won it 28-21. Luke Lehnen was the starting quarterback. Similar to today, it was Mount Union kind of punching back, but North Central always kind of in control, in command, and they won it by a touchdown.
And that's the thing, I think the major theme here is we've been discussing the big question. North Central has blown out everyone, rarely been behind at any point this season. Would they be able to answer? Multiple times tonight, they've taken a big shot from Mount Union, but they've come back under Luke Lehnen and company and answered, and that is the mark of a championship team.
And they've gambled on this drive right here.
4th and 1 inside the 35. Yeah.
Luke Lehnen's thrown the last 2 balls when you thought they'd keep it on the ground. He's set to throw it again. Lehnen heaves it to the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the quarterback. Number 3 of the defense. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
And it looked like, I mean, Caleb Brown came with the pressure, but then
Von Factor put his hands on the chest of Lehnen.
But for North Central, why are we throwing here too? You know, let's put the ball on the ground. You force Mountain Union to use that last time out.
3 straight passing plays by Brad Spencer's offense. When you're up by 2 scores,
yeah,
seems riskier than it needs to be.
Yeah, all of a sudden you throw a bad ball and suddenly there's a ball tipped and they get it back. Have to imagine all runs from here on out.
Lehnen keeps it on the ground, slides down, takes the loss, and Mount Union uses their final timeout. Mount Union out of timeouts for the remainder, 3 minutes and 26 seconds. And even if you get the ball back, you're down 9, no timeouts. A Herculean effort is needed, and you still need the ball back. They punted this ball to North Central with 9 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock. North Central has run 6 minutes of clock on this drive. It's been backbreaking, and they forced Mount Union
to use all their timeouts,
yeah.
all 3 of them. And it's textbook. It's why this program has been so successful of late. In the critical moments that they execute. For Mount Union, I mean, just the utmost respect for. You get a look at TJ DeShields there, the quarterback in the entire program. The most storied program at the D3 level. But now North Central, imminent Stagg Bowl win here.
And Luke Lehnen keeps it himself again, diving forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Lehnen gives this ball up again. You want it in the hands of the 40-year starter who's amassed an incredible record of 56-2. Already a national champion in 2022, now trying to finish his career hoisting that Stagg Bowl trophy and bringing it back to Naperville.
They'll be able to run another play here and get this thing to the 2-minute timeout.
Mount Union unable to stop the clock. Lehnen throwing, pass is caught, and it's a touchdown! Jacob Parody muscling it in. And the Cardinals cap the Stagg Bowl with another touchdown. A remarkable 14-play, 92-yard drive engineered by Luke Lehnen.
And when everyone in the stadium thinks they're going to just run that ball one more time, get it down to the 2-minute timeout, they go for the touchdown and get it.
And the touchdown doesn't change the fact that it's still a two-score game. So I think running the clock way more valuable than adding 7 points.
Result of the play is a touchdown.
6 points, and then they've had an extra point blocked.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 3. That is his second unsportsmanlike of the game. He is disqualified. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
It's Jacob Parody.
Yeah, so Jacob Parody, who's been the top target for Luke Lehnen tonight, who's got 2 touchdowns, is out of this game. And again, I get being aggressive in a championship game, keeping your identity, but you could run that clock to the 2-minute timeout. Mount Union would not get the ball until, I don't know, minute 40?
And they have a minute 40 and no timeouts to get 9 points.
And there's some pushing and shoving after the extra point. Caleb Brown being held back by his teammates. The officials huddled up to talk about the scrum. So instead of being up by 9 and there being under 2 minutes remaining, you're up 16 with 2:32.
Result of the play is a successful try. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7 of the defense. That penalty will be enforced at the kickoff. We will kick off from the 35-yard line because of the previous unsportsmanlike by North Central.
And that's Caleb Brown. Called for the unsportsmanlike penalty.
Here's another look at the touchdown. That was Parody on the touchdown, and he's all hyped up afterward. See, he did the throat slashing gesture. That's what called it right there. Luke Lehnen, demonstrative as well.
Now, in all likelihood, North Central still going to win this game, going to be Stagg Bowl champions. But you've left the door slightly cracked for Mount Union by giving them the ball back. And with that passing touchdown, Luke Lehnen, 162 passing touchdowns, the most passing touchdowns across all college football divisions. Now, when you count his 51 rushing touchdowns, he's gotten the most touchdowns accounted for ever in the history of college football at any level. And now 2 minutes and 32 seconds away from becoming a two-time national champion.
And remember, Mount Union has been a big play offense. I mean, even tonight, they have pass plays of 54 yards, 31 yards. So they have the ability to strike quick.
Well, they're going to need to because they're out of timeouts. The only time this clock will stop is at the 2-minute timeout. And then after that, if they can get the ball out of bounds or get a first down, they can stop the clock. But they need a miracle.
And here's a miscue. And this is the one right before the half that you're going to look back on this game and really wish you had back. An opportunity to play it safe and kick the field goal. They chose to run with 15 seconds and no timeouts left. They can't execute. They missed out on 3 points right before half.
DeShields, pressure coming, throws, it's caught. Big gain on first down. The Purple Raiders not done yet. Trey Radford gains 23.
And Radford a whisker away from beating Will Vernon and taking that the distance.
5 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout.
Try to get a playoff here. They can't.
They can't. It's the fine details that have cost Mount Union in this championship clash.
The 2-minute timeout.
They can't get the playoff before the 2-minute timeout. Down to their final 2 minutes. Looking for a miracle in the Stagg Bowl. North Central, the Cardinals closing in on a third national championship since 2019. They won the school's first 5 years ago and then followed it up in 2022 when they beat this very Mount Union team. This is their 5th straight championship appearance. They entered the night 2-2, and they're 2 minutes away from making it 3-2. And Mount Union down to their last breath, trailing by 16, so still a 2-possession game. No timeouts, 2 minutes to go. TJ DeShields under pressure. Going to run this football for a first down. Not known as a runner. He's your prototypical pocket passer, but takes it for 16. The clock stops momentarily while the chains move.
Keep picking up that first down. If they can get a playoff here before. There we go.
DeShields throws, and he was across the line again.
Yeah.
Second time tonight, TJ DeShields.
It has been just little things for Mountain Union tonight.
Illegal pass. He was way in front of the line. A reminder, SportsCenter coming next on ESPN. Final week of the NFL regular season. Playoffs for some, firings for others. So lots of NFL news.
I've been on both sides of that, Jay. I've been on a Super Bowl winning team, and I've been on a team that went 2-14. And everyone's getting fired, and it's not a good day. So it's a critical time for all those teams in the NFL right now, all those players.
The officials sorting this out. And it was clear that DeShields was past the line of scrimmage when he released that ball. I just don't know what's taking so long.
Illegal forward pass, number 12 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Carries a loss of down. There is no option for a 10-second runoff due to an incomplete pass. Clock will start on the snap.
If you're TJ DeShields, you just got to start heaving it to the end zone, right?
Yeah, at some
Time's
point,
not on your
yeah.
side.
Got to take a shot.
Low snap. There's been a few of those tonight. DeShields in trouble. Just got rid of it before he was sacked. Bobby Medina with the pressure, the sophomore defensive end.
And it just makes it even tougher because Tyrell Sanders, your top wide receiver,
Third down.
he went out, I believe it was in the third quarter. He's not in the game, hasn't been back since. But Trey Radford at 6'3" at the bottom of your screen. That's probably your best option for a fade ball here.
DeShields, the pressure bearing down again, short-armed it. And fourth down is upcoming.
Got incomplete pass. I got face mask.
Now North Central has controlled this game since the second quarter, Rocky. Mount Union got off the mat so many times. They're just running out of time, and credit North Central. They kept their foot firmly planted on the gas. Every time the Purple Raiders got close, they answered immediately.
Yeah, and it just never at any point did you see any panic in the eyes of the North Central team.
15-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
So a face mask penalty against the offense that they're going to take the penalty instead of bring up fourth down. So instead of 3rd and 14, or 4th and 14, it's 3rd and 29. Mount Union without a timeouts. DeShields hit as he got rid of it again. Ball's loose. Bobby Medina brought the pressure again. Jared Burris picked it up the right guard.
Quarterback's arm was going forward. It was an incomplete pass.
And there is nothing Mount Union can do to stop North Central. It is inevitable. A dominant fourth quarter where they have outscored the Purple Raiders 20-8.
And I just think the execution by North Central has been just a little bit better overall tonight. And again, there was never a part of this game where Mount Union would answer that North Central looked panicked, they relaxed, and answered back.
DeShields dragged down, and that will do it. J.P. Sullivan and Bobby Medina. The defense delivers.
First down, North Central.
And North Central national champions again. How about that?
Wow.
We broke the machine. Well, 13 national championships at this level for Mount Union, but they have not won it since 2017. And North Central has now won it 3 times.
An incredible season for Mount Union.
Coming next on ESPN, a jam-packed sports center. They'll tell you all about the final week of the NFL regular season. The Lions locking up that #1 seed in the NFC. One coach has already been dismissed, according to Adam Schefter. So a loaded sports center to stay tuned to as North Central enjoys their moment. Well-deserved for head coach Brad Spencer and this Cardinals team.
And what a storybook ending for one of the most historic players ever to play in Division III, Luke Lehnen. Two Gagliardi trophies, 2 championships. What a career.
Luke Lehnen finishes his college football career a national champion, a 57-2 record, the 2024 Stagg Bowl champions, North Central Cardinals.
Jay, you and I were talking
That is the end
before
of the game.
the game. It's so hard to win a game, right? In college football, so much goes into it. North Central wins 15, including the Stagg Bowl. You love seeing the emotion of these players out there for just the love and the passion of the game. Not NIL, not scholarships, just because they love playing next to their brothers.
Well, this was no doubt a heavyweight clash that lived up to the hype, but North Central, with their quarterback Luke Lehnen, made the plays down the stretch, outscored Mount Union 20-8 in that fourth quarter to claim their third Stagg Bowl. And for Brad Spencer, the Naperville native, who's wide receiver from 2000 to 2003 and has been on staff ever since, third year as a head coach, has captured his second national championship as head coach and sends Luke Lehnen out a winner. Nobody has accounted for more touchdowns in the history of college football at any level than Luke Lehnen. And let's hear from his head coach, Brad Spencer, who's with Ashley Shamady.
All right, Coach, congratulations, your third national championship. What did this win come down to?
Best coach ever right here. You know, our seniors, they just kept overcoming. Mount Union's a great football program. They have a great team. They're super talented. Our guys just kind of stayed in there. They kept going, and they played 4 quarters. And, you know, that's what we want to do, come in and just give everything we have for these seniors and finish off their careers the right way, and they did it. Very happy for them.
Tell me about the group of guys on the field, your quarterback. How much trust did you have in them to get it done?
As much as you could. I mean, ultimate, he's an unbelievable football player. I don't want to think about not having him come tomorrow, but just a great competitor. And we know if we put the ball in his hands, he's going to do everything that he can do to help us win, and we saw it tonight. Credit both sides of the ball for just hanging in there. Our defense just kept chipping away at that rock the whole time in the second half, and you know, ultimately the guys stepped up and made really great plays, and they trusted our coaches, our coordinators, and the plans they put together, and it worked. Wasn't perfect, but it worked.
Coach, incredible win. We'll see you on the stage to celebrate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Guys.
That trophy celebration can be watched on the ESPN app. North Central completes an unbeaten national championship season, 15-0, and Stagg Bowl champs here in Houston. For Rocky Boynman, Ashley Shamady, and our terrific crew, Scott Van Pelt with lots of NFL news coming your way. He will recap what has been a wild final day of the NFL regular season. Thank you so much for joining us in Houston. I know SVP's going to give some love to North Central, the boys of Naperville, taking the trophy home with them. And we welcome you to the Stagg Bowl trophy ceremony. North Central, the Cardinals, taking the Division III championship back to Naperville, Illinois. Hard-fought game between two previously unbeaten 14-0 and 14-0. But North Central surged in the fourth quarter, took care of business. Brad Spencer getting doused and celebrating with his team as North Central becomes the 5th program in Division III history to win their 3rd or more national title. And they've done it all since 2019. So the dynasty of Division III shifting from Mount Union to North Central.
It really is. I mean, 5 straight national title appearances. Now they get another win, just adding that aura to those so many other storied programs at Division III. But right now, North Central is in control of Division III.
And we talked about it over the course of this game, but it really felt like Luke Lehnen took over in the second half when North Central needed their 4-year starter at quarterback the most.
He's what you wanted in those big moments when Mount Union is coming back. He's calm, cool, he's collected, and he answered. You know, whether it was putting the team on his back and rushing forward for yards, that was his first touchdown, and then taking a shot, finding a wide open wide receiver in the back of the end zone. I mean, he did not have any panic, ice water in his veins all night, delivering the victory.
Hey, speaking of ice water, the ice bath for head coach Brad Spencer. That'll feel good even though it's cold. Early January Houston night here at the Stagg Bowl as the hugs continue down on the field for the Cardinals. Shifting gears to Mount Union, Rocky, you take a look at this Purple Raiders team, and it's, you know, credit to North Central. They're national champions. They won the game, but how did Mount Union lose it? You look at those red zone trips. 4 trips to the red zone. You only come away with 3 points total.
Yeah, the first one they go for on 4th down, they don't get it, and then, you know, here's one that missed an opportunity, wide open wide receiver, and then this was at the end of the half. This was the one I think they're going to be talking about for a while. You have an opportunity to get an easy 3 points. You call the run play with no timeouts. You can't get the Mayday field goal unit on the field in time, and that just seemed to kind of set the tone for the red zone woes.
You credit Mount Union. They actually came back to make it a 28-25 game. Got off the mat, and then North Central just punched back, and well-deserved national champions. Luke Lehnen finishes his career accounting for more touchdowns than any player in the history of college football at any level.
At any level. And, I mean, what numbers? I mean, 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and then the rushing touchdown. And if you want to win championships, you want to be big in the big moments, you need your best players to show up, and he showed up huge.
As Luke Lehnen and his teammates make it to the stage. An incredible effort, and what a wonderful way to finish your career if you're Luke Lehnen, to come back to the Stagg Bowl where you lost a year ago and you finish as a champion with your teammates. You get on that stage and you celebrate what has just been a remarkable career. Let's send it down to Ashley Shamedy.
Thanks, guys. First off, just want to say congratulations to Mount Union and North Central on a hard-fought game. You can tell just the heart and soul of every single guy who played tonight and how much they just love their school, their program. So congratulations to both teams. But with that being said, I'm so excited to present the Division III trophy, the Stagg Bowl winner, to head coach Brad Spencer and the North Central Cardinals for the 3rd time in program history. There's your trophy, Coach.
Oh, it's right there.
Coach, we talked to you a little bit before, but just tell me, what does this feel like? Can you describe this feeling?
It's a great feeling. Just so proud of our guys, our coaches, and this group of seniors, all 38 of them, for all the work that they've done. Their 4 and 5 years here, believing in the coaching staff, believing in the plan, and then trusting each other.
We've got your guy, Luke, right behind you. Tell me what he's meant to this program over the last 5 years.
It's pretty hard to describe and put in a couple of words, but just a wonderful competitor, a great human being, represents everything North Central College football is about. We're going to miss him, but we'll worry about that tomorrow.
Absolutely, you got to celebrate tonight. All right, Luke, I'm so excited to present the Most Outstanding Player Award. I know you give your teammates credit, but tonight, the Most Outstanding Player Award goes to you, Luke Lehnen.
His own trophy?
Luke, first off, you told me just how much last year's Stagg Bowl was motivation for coming back. I mean, how important was it for you to come back this year and end it like this?
It was beyond important. Just me and my fifth-year guys, we hated out last year, and we didn't want that same thing to happen to us again. Started the second half, we were up 4 points. It reminded me of last year, and we came out strong in the second half and did our thing. It's just a super big one. I'm so proud to have done it with my fifth-year guys and my fourth-year seniors and come out on top at the end.
Talking about this game specifically, I mean, a back-and-forth affair. You guys were not in a lot of close games this year, so how were you guys able to really shut things down in the second half?
Yeah, we just told ourselves to keep swinging, keep rolling with the punches, and just do our thing, and it was going to work out in the end for us. I think we were down for like the first time all season, but just seeing our offense and our defense be able to respond, defense getting huge stops in the first half, that was insane. In the red zone, getting stops, allowing 0 points. Without that defensive play today, I don't think we're standing up here.
Luke, you told me earlier this week you haven't really thought about it being your last college football game, but now can you describe this feeling?
It's a crazy feeling. I mean, I was getting emotional before the game, walking off the bus, seeing my family. My family was crying before the game. And in the locker room, like going out here, I was getting emotional. And then now when there's 2 minutes left in the game, up by 2 scores, just it hit me in the feels right now. I'm so glad to get to do it with all my fifth-year guys behind me, too.
What has this program meant to you overall? What has North Central meant to you?
This program's meant so much to me. Definitely changed me as a person, made me a better man, taught me about character, discipline, and stuff that I'll carry throughout my life from here on out. And it's given me the best family, best second family, best brothers I could ask for.
Luke, congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. 3rd national championship, your North Central Cardinals. Thank you so much to all the fans that came out as well and for watching back at home on ESPN. We appreciate it. And congratulations once again, you guys. Go celebrate.
Stagg Bowl NCAA Division III Football National Championship Game. Thank you for coming out to Super Stadium here in Houston, Texas, and your continued support of NCAA championships. Have a great evening, and please ride safely.